Hello, everybody. It's time. It's Monday night, and I gotta fix this screen. You can't see Chad. It's our Monday night Simpsons stream. I'm here with Chad Wago. You can't see him right now because I gotta make this thing smaller, but he's here.
Hello.
Hi. There it is.
I'm here somewhere.
Yeah. So we got our 508 episode Simpsons bracket that we've been going through. This is week 26, 25. Oh crap. 26.
It's a week.
Yeah. 20. That's the halfway mark of the year, right? If there's 52 in a year.
Yeah.
We did skip 1 week because of Valentine's Day. So I think the actual halfway mark of the year was last week. But of our year, this is the halfway mark. And I think we're going to miss a couple weeks when I'm traveling next month. So I don't know. I think we've already passed our technical halfway mark for the year. But it's
No, I think that the real halfway mark is the friends we made along the way.
fine. Sure, we had the halfway mark inside of us all along.
Hmm.
Tonight we're talking about Homer the Mo versus Treehouse of Horror 12. 2 episodes that came out in November of 2001. Fresh off of the high of 9/11.
Yeah. Treehouse of Horror 12 was actually the first Simpsons episode that was released post 9/11.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that makes sense. That was it's the first episode of the season, so yeah, that makes sense. The day of the week was 9/11 on.
It was on a weekday. I know that for sure
Yeah, that's
because
true.
I had to go to school.
Yeah, I was in school that day. Yeah, but I'm sure they still played The Simpsons that following Sunday, but it would have been a rerun in September. Yeah.
According to the Simpsons wiki, the exact wording is, "This is the first episode to air after the events of 9/11."
Right. Yeah, I mean, definitely the first new one. Yeah, they can't keep track of the reruns. That would be crazy if they were doing that. But we could look up the TV guide from that week on archive.org, but we don't have to. Because who cares? We'll do that when we do the actual 9/11 episode. Did they make a 9/11 episode of The Simpsons? I doubt.
I feel like they wouldn't have.
Yeah, not yet. Although it has been 22 years already, so whatever the South Park rule was, I think it's time. They're getting to the point now where they're gonna have to retcon when Marge and Homer met being after 9/11. If you think about it.
It was a Tuesday.
Oh, there you go. So 1 plus 1 is 2, and then 2 for Tuesday. Because Bart's only 8 years old. 10 years old? 8 years old.
Bart's 10, I believe, and
10.
Lisa's 8.
Ah, that's it. Then Bart would have been born in 2013, current day Bart, during the Obama presidency. Homer and Marge may have met when Osama bin Laden died. What was that?
Man, that is crazy. I have
2011. Oh yeah. So Bart, uh, current day Bart lives in a world where he doesn't know who Osama bin Laden is, or at least he
I
wasn't
have
alive.
I have friends who have children that are older than Bart.
And you were younger than Bart when The Simpsons came out. So man, it's
Yeah.
the crazy time spiral of The Simpsons. Speaking of time spirals, we have our friend, sideways friend, Rory, joining us for the first time in a long
Hi,
time. Hey,
Hey,
Rory, how's it
Rory.
going?
how you kids doing?
Good. How are
Sorry I'm
you?
late. I'm
So
all
good.
right.
You're always on time. You're what is it? You're a wizard. Wizards are always on time.
Yeah, they show up exactly when they're supposed to.
Yes.
I am a little bit too white to be going by any wizarding titles.
Well,
Um,
no, Saruman was the white.
Yeah. He was a
so is
pretty good guy.
David, whatever his name is, right?
David Duke.
Yeah.
Well, that's a grand wizard. That's different.
Regular wizards are fine.
Yeah.
I like your alien
So
friend back there. That's pretty cool.
thank you, thank you. I'm still getting my art desk set up, and I set it up and then didn't think about a way to stream from it.
Ah,
So it's either me sitting kind of ass backwards in my art desk
right.
area. Like normally I'm faced this way,
Ah, okay.
um, but otherwise you get like a shot of like my living room, which is fine, but it's not as fun.
Yeah. Yeah, this is great. This is your new place. Yeah, we haven't seen it
Yeah.
yet on streams. That's pretty cool. But yeah. But right, you
How's
haven't been on since we
everybody?
started doing the Simpsons thing. But we've got our 508 episode bracket of the Simpsons.
Uh huh.
It's gonna take us 10 years to get through. We're on week 26, probably
Okay.
past the halfway mark for the year for us.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. But tonight, no.
I mean, we're in June, so being at the halfway mark of the year is the place to be, right?
Yeah. It lines up just perfectly. Yeah, we're talking tonight about two episodes that came out in 2001, right after 9/11. The first new episodes of The Simpsons right after 9/11. Treehouse of Horror 12 and Homer the Mo. We're gonna start with Homer the Mo tonight.
Okay.
Talking about that. It was the third episode of the season, November 18th, 2018. I was going to say that's my wedding anniversary, but no, I think it's the 16th. I don't know. Yes, no, yeah, that's what it is. So it was 2 days after. That was 17 years before I got married, and a couple of days. But let's see.
Well, if it's 2001, it's like 2 weeks after I turned 19.
Yeah,
So,
and I was 16 at the time, about to turn 17. Still in high school. Yeah, Homer the Mo. This episode is the one where Homer becomes his own bartender, opens his own bar in his garage. Is we get the full opening sequence for the opening credits, right? We get the see all of Springfield and everything, which usually means it's going to be a shorter episode. It does mean it's a shorter episode, but the chalkboard gag was pretty funny. It was Bart writing a burp in a jar is not a science project, which I feel like it could
I
be if
disagree
you
with
do it
that.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Rory, before you hopped on, we were talking about 9/11,
Okay.
Yeah.
and we were wondering what the first episode of The Simpsons was after 9/11, because uh, Treehouse of Horror 12, according to the Simpsons wiki, it's the first episode to air after 9/11, but
Uh
it's the
huh.
first new episode. So uh, David was like, "Oh, I wonder what they were playing on the Sundays before that." So I found it. I looked
Excellent.
it up.
Okay.
Uh, on September 16th,
Hmm.
2001, they did not have an episode of The Simpsons.
Oh,
But on September 23rd,
Why?
2001, I have no
I
idea.
don't know. Probably a football game.
Uh, that 70s show also.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think that they had football the weekend after 9/11.
That's the next
I
thing I
want
need
to
to
say
look up.
that they waited like a month, maybe.
Oh, okay.
They waited a little bit. It was longer than a week.
I'm really curious.
I'm pretty sure. But anyway, the on the su- Sunday, September 23rd, 2001, the Simpsons regular time slot, Simpsons Safari,
Oh
our
wow.
current lowest rated episode, I believe.
Yes, it is, and it's gonna be there for a while. I think that's when the
Uh,
Simpsons go to Africa and they do a lot of
and
funny stuff with animals, but then every person they meet is
racist caricature
yes,
or white.
yeah,
And aren't all white people some sort of racist
I
caricature
think
of
so.
white people? Like, no white person is actually a distinct individual. I think they're just a racist caricature of other white people.
Yeah,
White people don't have personalities; they just have archetypes, stereotypes that they alternate between.
yeah. They have different haircuts. That's the big thing. As long
Yeah,
as you can recognize
like
the
Lego
haircuts, you'll be all
people.
right. Yeah,
Yeah,
Or like different colored shirts.
yeah,
Like I remember watching Veronica Mars, and then the first time I watched it, there were two of the main love interests in season one, uh, who after I got into the show, I thought looked completely different. When I first the first time I watched an episode, I'm like, I have no idea who any of these people are, and they would call them by name at the beginning of the episode. And I'm just like, I still can't tell the difference at the end. And then later, when I fell in love with the show, I bought the DVD set of the first season,
right.
and I watched the behind the scenes. And they talked about how they had to make sure that they color coded the two different male romantic leads
Right,
so that people could tell them apart. Like they're like one of them needs to wear earth tones, and the other one is going to be able to wear more bright
right.
colors.
like twins.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do something to differentiate them.
hmm
It's good.
Otherwise, how would we tell the difference between DeVito and Schwarzenegger?
Yeah,
They look so alike.
they
Right?
are twins. It's right there in the name. If you guys ever saw that movie Dunkirk, or like one of the stories in that are about like some soldiers running around on the beach, and literally they could have swapped them out with two different other white guys in the middle of the movie, and I wouldn't have noticed. Yeah,
I think you're describing Saving Private Ryan.
yeah,
Unfortunately, when you put
so
that many white people in uniform, it gets
it's true.
difficult.
'Cause the whole point of the uniform is to make everyone uniformly looking. So that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah, in this episode, um, it starts off with
Oh,
Bart just digging a hole for no reason. Did you guys
can I
ever do
share a
that?
picture with you guys?
Sure, yes, please.
I mean, everyone's done that on the beach, right?
Yeah, but even at home, have you guys done that? 'Cause I did that
I've
when I was a
never
kid.
done that at home.
Yeah, did it
Oh,
at a friend's
I've
house when I was
definitely
little.
dug holes
Yeah,
when I was a kid.
just to
I
see
mean,
how
I
big
think I
it
was
would
a
make it.
younger kid than Bart. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I think
Here
I
we
was
go.
around Bart's age when I did that hole. I gotta fix this.
These were the two guys that I could not tell
Oh
apart.
yeah, well yeah, of
Oh,
course.
yeah.
Like, so you understand why they had to color code them.
Yeah, and they had to
And
get the
apparently,
frosted
it
tips.
wasn't bright hues. It was blues
Mm,
versus earth tones.
right.
It's nice to know, though, that Veronica Mars had a very specific type, just so every kid watching that show didn't think they had a chance.
hmm
Yeah.
And
Because, like,
I
that's the thing that I find, like, the most disappointing when I watch things that have, like, Seth Rogen in it,
hmm
and they, like,
you're just,
lead me to believe that I would be more accepted than I am.
what was
But
the
like
one
Saved
where
by the
Seth Rogen?
Bell, that set me up for life. Like that was the one TV show that told me the truth. Boy Meets World, lies.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a Seth Rogen movie recently where he's like hooking up with like the Secretary of State or something?
I
No, but
mean,
that's great
I
to
don't
know.
think
I think
that's not true.
that sounds like something he would do. I haven't seen a
Yeah,
Seth Rogen movie in a while.
Long Shot is what it was called.
Oh,
that's right. That's right.
is that a Marvel character? I feel like that was.
There is a character called Longshot in the
Ah,
Marvel universe. He has three fingers and well, technically he has six fingers because he
right.
has two hands. So he's kind of like a Ninja Turtle, I believe.
Is it?
Except
Does he have three-fingered
people looking.
hands, or is he missing two fingers from each hand?
No, he has three fingered hands.
Oh, okay.
Charlize
Which
Theron is a presidential candidate in Longshot.
Oh, and she's the one that Seth Rogen hooks up with.
Yeah.
That's yeah. There
I
you go. That
just
yeah.
realized something
So,
the other day since you brought up Ninja Turtles.
mm.
Let me see if I can find it and put it in the chat,
Ooh.
or
Okay.
not the chat, but I'll put it in the the messenger, and then you guys can put it in the chat because I don't know how to do that.
Okay.
Um, but my brother in theory sent me this picture. Let me know when you have it.
Hmm.
And
Oh, that's
my immediate comment was like, "That's the coolest pride flag I've ever
cool.
seen." And then I realized that the Ninja Turtles, right?
Right. Yeah.
They are super into art.
Hmm.
Um, it's for brothers and an elderly cultured gentleman that just hangs out in a bathrobe all the time.
Yeah.
And even though they're like the pinnacle of masculinity, they just hang out with one woman, and that one woman is totally comfortable with all of that testosterone for no reason.
Right.
This was gay propaganda, and it worked.
Yeah. It's true because you don't ever see them. There's no girl turtles that they're ever going after. It's
Exactly.
just a bunch of
Yeah.
bros doing bro stuff.
Hmm. Like they had to introduce a whole nother human character to give April a love interest.
Yeah. Casey Jones.
And I always just assumed that it had something to do with the weirdness of turtle dicks, but like now that I really think about it, that they were all gay. That just makes way more sense.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Especially because they're teenage mutant ninja turtles. That's the time when you have the most testosterone. And you're like the
You're
most
right. Right.
horned up.
Like
I was I was actually going to say, especially because they're artists.
Oh yeah.
So
uh-huh.
that that is a great connection.
Yeah.
Took me this long to figure it out, but now that I'm onto it, I'm fully in support of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should, if we could just get more conservative people to realize that,
Right.
then they would try to cancel the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and we get way more TMNT merch. So I'm for it. But
Yeah.
anyway, that has everything to do with this Simpsons episode. I'm
It
sorry.
does.
It has as much to
Okay.
do with the this episode of The Simpsons as the opening sequence does.
Yeah, which doesn't even have. It's so dumb. But I want to get back to the digging holes real quick because I did dig a
Okay.
hole at a friend's house one time when I was around 10 years old. And it got pretty big because we used like actual real shovels and got down. We
Hmm.
were like standing in the hole, like probably up to our necks when his dad came home and was like, "You have to fill this hole in right now." I'm like, "Okay." And we had
I
no
feel like
reason for
that's
doing it.
every.
We were just like, "Hey, let's start digging a hole and just see how big we can make it."
I feel like that's also the response of every adult to finding out you've dug a hole is
Yeah,
fill in the hole.
Hmm.
And like you never have as much dirt to put back in
it's
the
true.
hole as
Yeah,
you did to take out of the hole. So like I always wonder like what was in that extra space that like got out.
yeah,
Because like if anything, that dirt should have been more compacted. So it should be like you dig a hole and uncompact it, and then when you put all the dirt back in,
right.
it should be like a mound
Yeah, it's
because it's not
looser. There's gonna
compacted
be more
yet.
area. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm assuming
but
it's because you're not catching all of the dirt that you took out of the
that's
hole.
true.
Like there's still like some dirt lying around. Like because you're using the shovels to get them back in. You're not using like a broom, right?
well, that's what mainstream science wants you to think, Chad. But what I'm talking about is Earth ghosts. that are getting out every time a
Oh,
kid digs a hole,
I was thinking,
and
yeah,
that's why you're not allowed to dig holes.
right, yeah. That's why your dad doesn't want you to do it because he doesn't want those ghosts in the house tracking mud all over the place. They've been
Exactly.
living in the dirt for thousands of years.
Well,
The
against the
science
dirt.
checks out.
Yeah, we find out that
It is,
the Chinese were spying on Homer from space, and we have
which is so stupid. They use balloons.
yeah, but they didn't know. I
Stupid what
mean,
we thought back in the early
yeah,
2000s.
Hmm.
this is another thing where the Simpsons predicted overhead Chinese spying, but they had the Great Humongous, and then like yeah, three guys, three. I think it's just Hank Azaria doing three different Chinese accents, which are less offensive than the Chinese accents in the last episode we watched when they had an actual Chinese American actor doing the voices. But he went way too far with it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't worry, they're gonna go too far with some other stuff in this
that's
episode.
true. Yeah,
Yeah, like no spoilers, but I don't think I've actually like sat down and watched The Simpsons since circa this time period,
oh
and
yeah,
even then I wasn't like big into The Simpsons.
right.
But I was shocked by how like not appropriately any of that stuff was at the time, let
Yeah,
alone aging well.
a lot of
Hmm.
suicides going on in tonight's episodes. I was not expecting.
Yeah.
Like it became a running gag with most stuff, but still. Anyway, let's see where's my thing. Yeah. But yeah, the whole thing it just turned out to be a story that Homer was telling for no reason at the bar.
Which is sad because I really wanted to know more about the hole.
Yeah, I really thought, oh, we're gonna get into like how yeah, just kids just want to dig holes sometimes for no reason. It's the whole
Hmm.
thing. Like, okay, that's something I can relate to. Oh,
I don't think it's just kids. I think that if like you go to the beach tomorrow and you just start digging, there's going to be adults that are going to want to help too.
that's true.
It's
Yeah.
just that beaches are the only acceptable place to dig holes
Yeah,
because beaches don't have ghosts.
that's true.
They go into the ocean.
That's where all the ghosts are.
Hmm.
I'm
Down deep in the
I'm
submarines.
I realize that it's been a while
Mm,
since I've come onto the stream,
yeah,
and I might not be 100% familiar with everything that you're doing or everything that's come before.
yeah.
And I don't want to be walking around with that big D energy that just says, this is what you were doing, but this is what we should be doing
Right.
now. But what if we just turn this stream into
Mm.
three guys digging a hole?
Oh, we.
I think we'd get a lot more people in.
I think. Oh, wait, do you have? Because you just moved. Do you have a yard where you are? Because Chad and
I
I live in.
Yeah, come
Okay.
over. We'll dig a hole.
I I th- I kind of feel like we should do that
Yeah.
instead of the 12 hours of steamed hams.
Yes, that's right. 12 hours of steamed ham. Saturday, July 1st. That's coming up just in a few days. I've
Yeah.
taken you guys off the screen just to show that. You can't see it, but the people at home watching can. 12 hours, Saturday, watching nothing but steamed hams videos and raising money for the Hawaii Food Bank. Okay, we're back.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll go to you guys live at Rory's place digging a hole in between watching steamed hams videos.
I am totally going to say about half an hour into
Yeah.
digging that I'm just like, I wish I was watching TV in an air conditioned room instead. I might not even make half an hour,
Yeah.
honestly.
No, I mean the weather's been okay this week, so you
Yeah.
might be able to go
Yeah,
for a
but
little while.
I'm fat and lazy.
Yeah, but once you get past that first 5 feet, the ground starts cooling you off.
It's true. Yeah, it's
Mm.
cool once you get out of the down into the ground.
I
You should
do
probably hit
live up
lava rock
on
before too long.
Punch Bowl though, so
It's gonna be quite the walk to
we
get
have
up
to
there.
make sure to we have to avoid rock and then make sure we don't go off to the side because there's a big ass cemetery right
That's
out.
true. If you want to talk about
Yeah,
ghosts,
Yeah,
yeah,
right
and
there.
those are like soldier ghosts too.
Yeah.
So we definitely don't want to disturb them both for honor purposes and also because they probably fight better.
Right. Yeah. Also,
yeah,
4th of July weekend, we should leave them alone.
Mhm.
yeah.
For America.
Yeah, for America. Also, I also live right next to a cemetery, so Rory and I, our Venn diagram is starting to fill up a little bit more.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
can
really
hardly
live
tell
that
us
close
apart.
to a cemetery, but
That
fire
you
killed
know
a
of.
few people in my
Yeah.
That's
building.
true. Yeah.
That's kind of close, right?
Yeah. I mean, their ashes are up there somewhere. They didn't get all of it.
Uh, so
But
in Chad's building, it's you can dig holes, but you cannot clean out the air filters of your AC.
you don't want it. Yeah. You do
Yeah,
need to
that
spread those
that's where the
somewhere.
ghosts live.
Yeah. Yeah. Mo's getting sick of everybody in his bar telling their shaggy dog stories and whatnot.
And
It's a
Barney
good oldly
apologizes.
timey uh, turn of phrase.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hmm.
Whatnot. When's the last time you said that word? I don't know.
Whatnot?
Yeah.
Or Shaggy Dog.
Or shaggy dog. Yeah, that too. Or talked about a
yeah,
shaggy dog story.
I don't think
yeah.
I've ever said the word Shaggy Dog story
No,
out
I just
loud
know it's a
previous
thing.
to
No.
this.
Yeah.
I've heard it, but I've never said it.
Yeah.
I mean, there was that one time that I got possessed by like a 1930s gangster, but I don't consider that stuff anything that I said.
Yeah, that wasn't you. He was using your
Yeah.
mouth to say things, but that wasn't
Hmm.
Yeah.
you. Yeah. You're not responsible for anything that happened that week. It's okay.
No.
The body was saying things, but the spirit was different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
So
learned
yeah,
that.
But
Mo
yeah,
was upset.
So
Barney's apparently sober in this
yeah, we
episode.
got to figure out where that line is when he became sober. Definitely by season 13. I don't know the earliest we've seen it. Yeah, he's sober. You can tell because he got the slick back hair. That's when you know. You're looking at
Hmm.
sober Barney.
Which I didn't realize was ever a thing. I guess I just looked at him and just always assumed that he was drunk.
Yeah. Well, I think he
But
was
then
for
when I
the
was
first
looking,
12 years or something.
see, this is the first episode I've watched in 20 odd years.
Right.
So like I was like, well, maybe I just misunderstood what was wrong with Mo the entire time. Maybe this was like one of those things where I thought he was a raging alcoholic, but he had a deeper backstory than I gave The Simpsons credit for.
Yeah. Oh, he does have a deeper backstory. He went to school. Well, he went to bartending school, like at a bartending college on old Swigmore U. Jeez.
And he had a English professor, not
Yes.
not a professor of English, but
Right.
an Englishman who was a professor.
Yeah. So he decides he's gonna go back to try to rekindle his love for bartending. But in the meantime, he has to figure out who's gonna run the bar while he's gone. So they do a pissing contest. What do they call it? A
A
tinkling.
tinkling
Yeah.
contest.
He's ever done one of those?
No, I've
Um,
never understood exactly what the parameters of a pissing contest would be.
Yeah.
Is it about distance? Is it force,
Volume.
noise?
Oh yeah.
Is it art?
I
It's
mean, the closest I've come to a pissing contest that I've engaged
yeah.
in was a writing your name in the snow contest,
Oh yeah.
Mm.
um,
Can't do
which
that in
was,
Hawaii. You
of
do it in
course,
the sand at the
no,
beach. Yeah.
yeah.
In your hole.
Um, and
Experts
I
brought to you
was
by North Carolina Aquariums.
in Minnesota when I was going through it. My dad always kept beating me at it,
Hmm.
and I was like super excited because in the third grade
Right.
I would finally understand how to use cursive handwriting,
Oh yeah,
and
you
I
have
thought
to.
then I might
Yeah.
have a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, so in between the letters before you learned cursive, did you just have to stop the stream?
I was trying frantically to stop, but it'd be like a hard ink blot on the O as I was trying to get over to make that R. Um, my handwriting with my penis was a lot like a stroke victim's of just like getting halfway through and then just stopping for no apparent reason.
Well, it's good you have a short name, only 4 letters in your name, so that makes it
Hmm.
Yeah,
easier. We all have nice short
I mean,
names.
yours isn't that much longer, David.
Yeah, it's only one more letter.
And that V is real easy.
Yeah, the V's easy. The I is pretty. Oh, as long as you don't have to separate the dot from the line.
Yeah.
Hmm. You can
Yeah,
always go
first that's the
back
way to
to
go.
it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that next time I'm in the snow when I'm visiting my in-laws in Minnesota.
I did.
Minnesota, it's the place to pee in snow.
Yeah,
Yeah. Home of pissing contests, USA.
yeah. I've never done a pissing I did some spitting contests in middle school to see who could spit the furthest until a teacher came out and told us we weren't allowed to do that. Because, yeah, I guess you probably shouldn't be.
I don't see the reason why not.
Yeah. Also, it was on a sidewalk, so probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Because
probably
how you
why
could
people
see,
walk
you could
there.
see it on the asphalt where how far your spit went. If it was just in the grass, I mean, how are you gonna tell?
Were
Hmm.
you able to get like a running start ahead of time,
No, you had to stand
or
on a line,
okay?
like darts.
What
You
if
didn't
what
do
if you
like a
spun in
discus spit.
place?
Yeah.
That would have been good. Yeah, just really get a good, and then just kind of throw it out of your mouth. That probably would have been the way to. We didn't get to do it long enough, so we didn't get to learn all the right techniques. I feel like I could go back now and do pretty good.
Now
My
you got that
knowledge.
height advantage
Yeah,
too.
Hmm.
I'm not significantly taller than I was in middle school.
That
Sad
extra
but true.
two and a
Yeah.
half inches versus and experience versus the vim and vigor of a 12-year-old spit.
Yeah. I don't have anything to prove like they do. But yeah, before Mo leaves, he has to pick. Finds out that yeah, he's gonna be the bartender. Homer's the bartender now. And while he's there, he's opening bottles with his belly button. Everyone's dancing on the bar.
I was totally waiting for that bit to end with the bar collapsing.
You'd think, right? Really, were expecting that. But instead, the jukebox breaks. And Homer
Hmm.
has to Fonzie it.
Or he tries to.
He tries to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bashes straight through the glass. Bleeds all over the place.
And that not only was it a Tarantino-esque amount of blood,
Oh yeah.
uh, the animation on the blood was actually quite nice, I thought.
Yeah, they really get. There's so many drips and plops and stuff
Hmm.
all over the place.
Yeah.
Really put some effort into it.
Every now and again, you find out which character the animators really want to see die.
Yeah, just bleeding all over. But yeah, this is so this was Chad's Frankiac for the episode. We're gonna start. We have to send you the link to Frankiac, or just Google Frankiac. We've been doing a thing where we'll pick our favorite shot from each episode, and you can go to Frankiac, type in any line from The Simpsons from the first 17 seasons, and it'll pull it up for you. And then
And
just
if we're
send it to me.
watching something from later than the 17th season, then
There is something that
do
I've been
your
using.
best.
Yeah, there's a thing
Okay.
called where is it? Yarn that has a lot of substance stuff in there, but they're gifts instead.
I've been just screen capping,
Yeah, that also.
and then hoping that the captions line up correctly.
Yeah, which is a whole thing. Yeah, whatever you want to do, you can just send them to me, or just tell us.
All right.
Yeah. But this
It,
was.
it might be fun to just like describe
Yeah.
the scene that you really like without actually having the picture.
Yeah.
So like digital or AI art.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
Yeah. Just tell it to ChatGPT or something. Have them go off of your description. Or also, you are an artist. You can just draw it yourself too. That also works. Whatever
Oh,
you want to do.
that also works.
Yeah. No pressure.
All
Yeah, Chad, you had sent me
right.
this, and then when I was watching the episode, and when the scene happened, oh, that's gonna be my Frankiac. I don't know, wait, I recognize this because it was Chad's. It was very funny.
I've been trying to make sure that I watch on Saturdays instead of Sundays,
It's a good
uh,
idea.
so that way I have Sunday just in case I fuck up
Right.
and I didn't watch it.
I've been bad. I've been doing it on Monday afternoons. Oh, been really setting myself up to miss an episode or something. But so far, I haven't.
Oh, you can
And it
always
makes it so
just
you have
like
a lot more stuff
pretend.
to talk about.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because I've probably seen the episode anyway, and I'm scrolling through other Frinkiacs so I can remind myself what all the things are. So it'll be okay. Yeah, Homer busts through the thing. Mo goes back to his college, talks to his English teacher, his teacher from England who teaches bartending. And he asks how much grenadine is in a Cosmopolitan. And in Mo's like, hey, there's no grenadine in a Cosmopolitan. It's cranberry juice, which interestingly enough, the word for cranberry in Italian, because I've been watching with Italian subtitles, is the same word for cranberry and blueberry. They use the same word. So that's
Oh.
yeah. Italians are crazy. They also use the same word for cake and pie.
Like that makes a little bit more sense to me. That like cake and pie could be two different like versions of the same pastry.
Right.
But like if you were like, oh, please no, I'm allergic to blueberries. But I'll take the blueberry flavored muffin. You would just die.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nobody's
Mhm.
allergic to cake.
Or maybe it could be. Now that I'm looking this up,
Is there like an accent
I know there
mark
it
that's
is.
different or something?
Oh, it's Mirtillo Rosso. Okay, so blueberries are called Mirtillos, and then cranberries are called red Mirtillos, as opposed to blueberries being the blue ones. Blueberries are the regular ones, and
Oh.
cranberries are the red ones. That's what it
Wait,
is.
wait. So there's blueberries and red blueberries.
Yes.
That makes
So,
sense.
yeah.
This is why Rome fell.
Yeah.
I wonder if they didn't have the word blue,
Maybe, yeah, I think.
because supposedly Greece didn't have blue.
Yeah, it's one of the last colors that languages usually come up with.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
I just found out about that on a cool podcast talking about Norse mythology.
Oh, there you go.
About
Oh,
how like
the Norse didn't
uh
have blue either.
no, they didn't even have yellow, dude.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
Like they like when you're like doing the translations, like all those things where they talk about like Thor having like red hair, they're like they're really actually saying that he has like light hair.
hmm
And later on that got translated to like
hmm
red or gold, but like it
Mm.
constantly is talking about like the red color of gold, but it's like there's no red gold.
Yeah.
Like that's not a real thing. Uh, it's
If
not like the Vikings had a special red gold plant
Yeah.
or part.
if if oil is black
Yes, I'm
gold,
thinking.
is red gold like blood?
I think so. I think
They were
vampires call
Vikings.
blood red
Mhm.
gold. If they ever just find a big pool of blood in the ground, like, oh, I struck red gold. Except they do it with a
And that's where all
Transylvanian
those
accent.
ghosts
Yeah.
come from. Yeah.
hmm When the
Oh
red
shit!
gold
Here comes
goes
the
into the
dog.
ground,
Yeah.
that's where the ghosts come from.
Hi, Maylee.
You
There's
got a dog? You gotta show
my
the dog.
neighbor's.
Oh, hell.
Yeah. Oh, she's running away.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
She'll come back.
Yeah.
what's the dog's name?
She looks just like me. Her name
Oh
is
yeah,
yeah.
you
Bailey.
guys have the same haircut.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Bart's got you. No.
She's part poodle and part Irish setter.
Oh, yeah.
So she's called an Irish doodle.
That sounds kind of racist.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I would think it would be like a set poo or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Speaking of sticking words together, while Homer is the bartending, he gets a prank call
Or a
from
pooter.
Bart. Yeah, pooter.
There you go.
Mhm.
Ooh, that would be good. I want to have a pooter. Bart calls Homer up at the bar and does a prank call on him asking for Mr. Tabooger, first name Ollie, and Homer doesn't get it.
Homer also knows that it's Bart.
Yes.
He
Yeah.
identifies Bart on the phone. He's like, "Oh, it's my first prank
Yeah.
call. Thanks, Bart."
I did enjoy that he was smart enough to realize that this was a prank call
Yeah.
and that it was his own son. but not understanding the actual joke. That was a well done amount of stupid.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me look this up real quick on Twitter because we know that Santos L. Halper's taken on Twitter, but is at Ollie to Booger. And Thrillho, I think Thrillho isn't. We looked that up last time. Yeah, Thrillho is available.
Trojo is definitely available as an at, but it is in use as people's like name
Yeah,
a lot.
Ollie to Booger. Oh yeah, Ollie to Booger's taken, and Ollie to Booger 84, and 5 and 3 and 54. Yeah, interesting. Ollie to Booger. Maybe because people just know Ollie to Booger as a thing outside of The Simpsons.
Yeah, most of the ones that Bart calls in the prank calls are not unique to The Simpsons,
Yeah.
or were not created for The Simpsons.
So you're
But
telling
that,
me Bart's not particularly imaginative?
It's possible that he's never heard anyone else mention it before, and he came up with it on his own.
yeah.
Like apparently, Michael Hawk has been a thing for many years
Oh yeah.
before I ever came up with, oh, I'm just going to write Mike instead on my star that I use when I donate to charity.
Nice.
You know how when you go to the supermarket and
Yeah.
they're like, oh, we're going to stick this thing in the window. It's like, oh, what's your name? Michael Hawk. But you can call me Mike.
That's
That's
so
pretty
good.
good.
I love that.
But yeah, no, like I was like, oh, I came up with that all by myself. And then people told me, no, you did not do that.
You did do that, but you weren't
And
the first
also, fuck you, because you are making fun of a great philanthropist
one.
who has donated money at supermarkets and drugstores
Yeah.
for like decades.
Hmm.
He's like the Johnny Appleseed of giving $1.
Also, if you want to give $1 to the Hawaii Food Bank, just you get exclamation donations, and it should show up right now. Or come by Saturday for
Yeah,
their.
Yeah.
you you guys can all be like Mike
Nope, this is
Hawk.
donation. I need to fix that. Nope. Need to fix
Maybe
that.
if you put like an upside down exclamation point, like it's in Spanish.
Looking at yeah, do it on both sides. I think it's just donate. I gotta add all of these. Or maybe I can't do it because I'm the stream. That's not right. I don't know. Something's not
That
working.
still didn't work.
No. Charity. What did I have it under? I have to
Don
add all of these.
donator.
What is it? Is
Don't
just stream elements not working? What is going
make it French. Donatier.
on? Yeah. Do that in Italian. Donatello.
I think Chad, since you realize that it's been taken, you got to go with the last name of Cockard and the first name of Micah.
Mm,
That'll be something that separates you from the other
Yeah.
philanthropists out there.
that's good. I like that.
What on my hands go? Whoops. I think I deleted it. Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm doing tomorrow. It's adding all these commands so people can get the links. Yeah. There was a period of a few years in my early 20s when I was going to bars and realized, you know what? Nobody ever checks your signature for your like credit card stuff, like at a bar and things. So I was just drawing dicks, just straight up, not even writing words. I was just drawing a dick. And yeah, no one ever, no credit card company ever rejected it.
That's great.
Well,
I guess so. It's a good thing
Did
no
you
one
do
stole
that
my
for
credit
your
cards.
ID too?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I should have in the back. Next
it's,
time I get it.
it's good that your financial institution knows the best way to identify you.
If they see that and go, oh yeah, I know that guy is the dick. Yeah.
Wait, this has a signature. This wasn't him.
Is there a way that you can write your name so that it looks kind of like a dick?
There's gotta be.
You got the big D. If you go cursive, then you can just go all the way to the little d in kind of like a squiggly line.
Right.
Then that way,
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
just
you
kind of
have to
have
include the testicles,
like the
but
tip of it kind of go off and then just like dots. I think that
Yeah,
would work. There's a way to do it. I'll
yeah.
draw it out and put it on Twitter,
Okay.
and then people can fake my signature on my credit card receipts, or just draw a dick. Like I said, nobody looks
Hmm.
at those. But speaking of bars, um, Mo was talking to his teacher, and he's like, "Hey, He's asks him, well, what do you describe your bar?" And he's like, it's crap hole, one word. Look if it's hyphenated. Yeah, he hates his bar, so he needs to make a new one. Got to renovate Mo's Tavern. And
Also,
Um,
his teacher decides uh, that since he's dying anyway, he's just going to walk into a lake.
yeah,
which is a pretty hardcore way of killing yourself. Like, there's like maybe this is in danger of being uncouth, like on my own Simpsons episode, but like I feel like there are some ways of killing yourself where you're like, oh, that guy just wussed out, and other ways where it's like, nah, he earned that one. Like he put style points on his own death. Like,
yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, I've always thought the walk into the ocean would definitely be a real great style points way to go.
yeah,
Uh, but the issue is that you need to figure out how you're going to weigh yourself down in a way that you can still walk okay.
yeah,
that's true.
Because, like, if you're carrying a giant rock or anything, that's not going to look super cool.
Yeah. Well, and like I feel like the thing is like if you're killing yourself that way, you're trying to leave the message of like I could have avoided this, but that's how dedicated I was.
Hmm.
yeah,
Um, that like even when I fought back, I still killed myself. But like the big rock is kind of like I don't know, bringing a big stick to kill yourself, where it's like, oh, I was armed. The part of me that wanted to fight back that didn't stand a chance. It's not like he got to come with a life jacket and we battled it out.
yeah. I think if people will fill their pockets with rocks and stuff because you're gonna want to fight it once you're in the water. Your body's gonna automatically want to try to fight it. So you
Yeah,
have to stop yourself somehow.
What you really want to do is to have like chainmail underneath your regular clothes, I
Yeah.
think. That'd be the easiest thing to do.
Oh yeah.
And then
well,
if
if
you
you get
do make it out, then with your regular clothes sticking on the chainmail, you're going to look like Captain America or something.
you just wear like a shirt and a chainmail undershirt and then a shirt over that's like fuck you sharks,
Hmm.
then
Yeah. Or can you give
um
yourself cement shoes? I guess you could.
yeah, it
But then you
would
have
be
to
hard to
start.
walk that
Yeah, you
way.
have to start on the pier
Yeah.
and then kind of push your legs off the side.
Oh, that's probably how you do it. You get one of those whatchamacallit, those sweatsuits where it's like two trash bags. And inside that you put the quick dry cement. So then like you jump into the water and then that shit hardens and you go down like a statue.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
And then some scuba diver is gonna be real weirded out once that
Why
thing
is this
starts to
sculpture of Missy Elliott down here?
Yeah, it's kind of funny though.
So, so after his professor kills himself,
Yes.
uh, Mo comes back to Springfield to turn Mo's Tavern into M.
Yeah. It's a very fashionable, cool looking place. Very 2001 cool because it's all super 60s.
yeah.
Hey,
I feel
yeah,
like that weird eye thing could probably still get some play today.
aha,
I
this time.
think I've seen that in Chinatown. What's that
Yeah.
place that had like the eyeballs and like the what's it call it? Like the anime girls, but like the realistic animes. They sold ramen.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Lucky Belly.
Yeah, that's what it
Oh,
was.
okay.
I think they had eyeballs.
I used to work with the father of one of the guys that owned Lucky Belly.
Oh,
Oh,
well, find out what was on the walls and then
yeah.
get back to it.
Okay.
My memory is shoddy. Um,
Yeah,
I,
it's up.
I was just gonna say, I I feel like this part is where I don't know. Maybe this episode, I kept waiting for something to happen, and
Mm.
then I realized that like about here where things were happening, or I guess it was right after this, and then everything just got to be fine again.
Mm.
Um, is where I realized that this whole thing was kind of like the preamble of the digging a hole,
Oh,
where this
right.
is just a whole bunch of drunks telling a story that didn't matter.
Right.
Like there was no plot continuity, no
It's a real Shaggy Dog story.
yeah, exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Very meta.
Yeah. They told us the whole thing right there in the first scene if we're paying attention. Eagle-eyed viewers. Yeah,
Which just going back to the beginning of that, I forgot to mention the Lisa being concerned about Bart because he'd been gone so long from breakfast that his Mountain Dew was going flat.
That's something you'd say
That
about
like
Rory.
really, yeah, that really touched a chord with me. Of like, oh, once upon a time, this was me.
Yeah. If you kick the Mountain Dew. Speaking of it,
Yeah.
I'm drinking Diet Dr. Pepper. But I have some
I
Diet
finished
Mountain Dew
my
still.
Diet Coke earlier.
So I now n- while we're talking about The Simpsons, I
Yeah.
want to talk about some old man stuff.
Oh,
All of
yeah.
a sudden, you can find it at Target and
I, for
some
one,
Foodlands.
welcome our new insect overlords.
Shit.
What?
We just got a raid from Derek Honiston. DK.
Oh,
Hey, hey. Going, man? That was a stream.
Hello.
Yeah. He was
uh,
playing music over there on his stream earlier. Gotta watch him play some guar. It was pretty cool.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
Hello,
Gotta give you-
please.
I don't know where my chat window is, so I can give him a shout out.
Yeah. Shout.
Yeah. We are watching.
Shout.
Well, we're talking about The Simpsons. Talking about two episodes from November 20. We're talking about The Simpsons. Talking about two episodes from
Oh, one.
2001. Yeah, 2001. Right
Yeah.
after 9/11. It's the freshest after post 9/11 episodes of The Simpsons. We're talking about Homer the Mo and the Treehouse of Horror 12. And
Yeah, that sweet,
there it is.
sweet America didn't understand what emotions were other than anger time
Yeah.
period.
oh, how times have changed.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is the episode where Homer he opens a bar in his garage.
So the
What you guys
Mhm.
saying? Go ahead.
as a direct reaction to Mo changing his bar and making it fancy, where uh, Mo's interior decorator, contractor, European stereotype
Yeah.
guy, is also not just the person who creates this modern bar. I use modern in quotes because it does not look modern at all 22 years later.
Right.
But is also introducing him to Russian models.
Yeah. One of them explains that after Chernobyl, her penis fell off.
Hmm. And I think that there's another she-male mention at some point
It's true.
in this episode too.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, yeah, no, that's exactly the time period where this was.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
2001. So yeah, that DK clip was very loud. But you know what they say about rock and roll music, man? If it's too loud, you're too old. Or turn it down. I don't know. We're also old here. We like to talk about old man stuff. That's what you were talking about, Roy. Something about old man stuff at Target. I think it's we interrupted
Oh yeah.
you. Yeah.
So you can find it at Target and stuff like that. But I found this it's called like Olipop or something like that. But it's
Oh,
like
I've heard of
one
that.
of those probiotic sodas.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it's like eating yogurt, but it tastes like a soda.
It's got bubbles.
But it's like sugar free and stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And it tastes about as much like soda, like a regular can of Coke, as
Mm.
like that Sam's Club knockoff stuff.
Oh,
So
okay.
not
Mhm.
like
That's close enough.
not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Ollie,
uh,
you said?
yeah, Olipop. It's like Olipop, but there's like 15 different versions of them over like Whole Foods and stuff. So for all of those kids out there that can't have a lot of sugar, it's all made of like
Yeah.
chicory root and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So
Well, like we over here, get into your late 30s, early 40s, and you just cut the sugar out. It's another way to do it.
You need some of that gut bacteria.
Yeah.
yeah,
You guys were at my bachelor
it's
party.
killing two birds with one stone.
We binge drank full sugar Cokes. I think it was the last time I had more than one full sugar soda in one sitting. That was like 5 years ago.
I think I regularly end our marathons with drinking a real sugar Coca-Cola.
Oh, nice. Is there dairy in that Olipop? Olipop? Right?
No,
No. Okay.
no,
Nice.
no dairy.
Yeah, because I can't do dairy either.
Even better.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not even there's not even like artificial sweetener in it. The closest thing that sounds like an artificial sweetener is they actually use like stevia root,
Oh,
which
okay.
is I guess
Oh.
what stevia is named after,
Right.
but stevia actually has like sucralose or whatever,
Oh,
which
right.
destroys your DNA.
Oh,
Internet.
yes. And of course, we do know that DNA, it stands for these nuts. Ah. I saw that. We still had that ticker, so I have to make sure it's ready to go.
Wow, I was really impressed for just a second there that you had that like so ready to go. It's like, have I gotten that
I'm gonna keep it.
predictable?
Yeah.
Like, how often do I talk about DNA?
Yeah.
Apparently, that's our thing now.
Yeah, we knew you were going to be on the stream tonight, so we had to have that ready to go.
Mhm.
There was a Troy McClure had a special where he was talking about DNA to a kid, but he never explains what DNA stands for, so we figured it out on our own. And now it's always
Mhm.
ready for that. So yeah, I'm not getting rid of that one.
Yeah,
what
no,
else
we
this
should use
episode?
that at any possible occasion that we can.
So no one should be expecting when they mention DNA.
Hmm.
Yeah, but Homer builds a bar in his garage, where we see him nail a urinal to the wall, and also he explains how he always he sees things through to the end, and we see his robot who has no legs. This is I don't know if we haven't watched the Lingual episode, right? Because I think that's from
The what episode?
Linguo. That's where Homer makes a robot that can speak, and Homer says,
Oh,
Linguo dead? And he goes, no, Linguo is dead. But anyways, it's a talking robot that looks a lot like this robot. But yeah, Homer makes robots, man. And like functioning AI robots.
Just like Darth Vader.
Yeah, it really is.
Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Or those guys that made the hitchhiking robot that got beaten to death in Philly.
It went all the way across Canada,
What?
and then it came into America, and within a couple of days, I think, it got to Philadelphia and just got the shit kicked out of it.
Yeah, they made a hitchhiking robot and they left it in Canada. It made it all the way across the country, back and forth, and then they brought it down to America. And they're like, "Oh, we're gonna try and do the same thing, where it's like we're gonna have it just like hitchhike its way across the country." And then it was taken apart like the end of Short Circuit too.
I but I have to look that up because that's the best
Yeah.
representation of America I've heard in a long time.
Hmm. We found a cute hitchhiking robot and we beat it to death.
Yeah.
America.
Random question: if you could choose any
Uh,
celebrity to get tickled, who would it be? I don't know. Probably somebody fat. Watch them jiggle around.
I was also thinking about jiggling, but less about fat
Oh, okay.
parts.
I thought you just said Don Cheadle, and I was like,
Ooh,
that's
Don Cheadle's a
fair.
good one.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a good laugh, a good tickled laugh.
Hmm.
Well,
Yeah.
I
Welcome,
think
Emma.
I think for me it would be the alternating between him laughing hysterically with because he's got a great laugh,
Yeah.
but he also falls right into a serious face real fucking quick,
Right. Yeah.
which I think would be an interesting psychological experiment for the tickler.
Yeah, because that's the thing about tickling. Like it's fun at first for the tickly, and then they have to get real serious. But hey, you gotta stop tickling me. But yeah, Justin Bieber,
Yeah.
that's a good one because yeah, he tries to be so hard now. Like being tickled would definitely break that hard shell of his. It'd be fun. Yeah, I'm down with that.
I'm gonna go ahead and throw in the hat Harrison Ford just because
Oh,
the man doesn't seem to enjoy anything
smokes a
anymore.
lot of weed.
I
It's so
love
weird.
the I love the video of him with the magician in his kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's with what's his name? You know that one guy, David. I can't think of. Yeah. Mm,
I don't know.
David.
He's one of
Not
those
David.
like
David Blaine. David Blaine. It was David Blaine.
okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say he's one of those '90s magicians.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that video is from the same time period as The Simpsons when I was still watching TV.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Prince Harry, Jake Paul. I
So
can see
also,
that. I'm not sure
did
which prince
Homer
is
just
which.
bolt that urinal into the wall?
They nailed it.
Yes.
Yeah, just put
Okay.
put a nail straight through the porcelain. I guess. I don't know. You guys ever mounted a urinal before? I don't know how they stay connected to the wall.
Um,
But I don't see.
I got a different idea of
I
what you
don't.
meant by mounted. I'm sorry.
I
I was like, I mean, I'm
Y-
sure I did at
yeah.
some point.
Well, I know people that have puked in urinals, but I don't think I've ever. I don't think my bare penis has ever touched a urinal in any manner.
So
I
you've
don't.
been a lot more careful with your penis than a lot of people.
Right. I just have to get real close. That's why. I like to
Hmm.
pee from across the room if I can to practice for the tinkling contests like they do at most taverns.
I'm always afraid urinals will turn out to be like one of those like fake loot chests that all of a sudden, like as soon as you get close enough, sprout teeth and come after you. So I usually use a
A
stall.
mimic, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I figure that way if I'm closed in with it, it's less time to be
Ah, okay.
afraid if the toilet turns into one of those things. So
I miss the urinal at O'Toole's that had the cushion
Oh,
over the top of it where you could like
that's
lean on it
right.
if you were too drunk.
Yeah.
I My only problem with it, I was a little bit too short for it, so I
Oh,
would like lean my hand rather than my head on it,
right.
and then it's just like, yeah, this is not the same.
Yeah. The problem with
you just
having
high five it.
a thing in
Good
a
pee.
bathroom in a men's room specifically made for you to put your head on is that it's something you don't want to put your head on. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But it's a good idea. But then, yeah, if they had like a paper like ass gasket that would go over that part, that would be good.
I do think it's interesting that like every single man has the exact same instinct of walking into a men's room of everything in here might be a trap.
When you're most vulnerable, so you need to be on guard.
hmm I really don't like when there's a urinal that is like right next to the doorway so that when you're standing at that one, when someone opens the door, like the light gets blocked out from behind you.
Uh-huh.
That's
Uh-huh.
Oh
extremely
yeah,
uncomfortable.
yeah, that's weird.
I always feel like the urinal should be in the back and the stalls should be in front. So like you have like, because if you
Yeah,
can use the urinal, you can walk the farthest.
right.
Yeah.
Like, because like even if like the door doesn't block out the light, it's like the one thing I don't want midstream is somebody like walking directly behind me, even
hmm
if it's just to wash their hands.
Right.
Like,
or if you're like David and you're trying to work at a distance,
Right.
you might get hit by the door.
Yeah.
yeah.
So you want to be able to give yourself that maximum distance.
hmm
Yeah, I was in a bathroom one time, and we took a poop, and the first of the stalls was the handicap stall, and I just went in there because I didn't feel like I was being lazy. Just went to the first available stall. I could have used a different one, but I was sitting there doing my business, and then I saw the door open and the front two wheels of a wheelchair come in, and I got to go ugh, and then back out. I felt very very bad.
I mean, as soon as you see those wheelchairs, you just got to lift one leg and then just be like, I'm gonna be here for a while.
Or like, hey, who's out there? I can't see you because I'm so blind,
Yeah.
but I can hear somebody.
I do like that they made the handicapped stall the first one in there though. That's good presence of mind. I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
make it easier for the handicapped people.
Right. Or it makes it easier for everybody, and that's also kind of the problem. Yeah, Mo, he gets sick of his new fancy bar. He can't relate to anybody.
And they're still not tipping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he even tries to put on the football game because Mo he loves himself some sports. And that brings me to the my Frankie Atkins episode in which somebody tells him, "Unless you're being ironic, turn that off now." Which is I'm gonna save that in case we need to use that later. I feel like that's something I'll probably be saying.
Sorry, I just got a text while we were listening to that, and you know the neighbor's dog that came into the stream for a minute.
Yeah.
hmm
We were watching her because the neighbor was going on a trip, but I just got a text saying the trip has been canceled, so we've just kidnapped a dog.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause you're not giving him back without
So
the ransom being paid.
no, well, there was a period of time that we said we'd be responsible for the dog, and we are now responsible for the dog.
Right. Yeah.
hmm
And it would be really
Yeah.
irresponsible to give the dog to someone else.
Yeah.
Even if it's the
Until
dog's
This is somebody that can't
rightful
plan
owner.
like 2 days in advance,
Yeah.
right? Like, come
Yeah.
on.
Contract's a contract.
Right.
Till the end of the contract, that's your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You already made it a bed and
hmm
taught it where it's allowed to pee and all the things.
Yeah. Oh,
Did you guys know in the movie the Royal Tenenbaums? There's a hawk in that movie, or falcon that I think Bill Murray's character I think has it something, but the bird gets kidnapped in real life in the middle of the filming, and they didn't pay the ransom, so they just had to replace the bird with a different bird later on in the movie. They make a line about it like, "Oh, your feathers are more white now." I think they say something like that. And I learned that from
I,
the weekly trivia they have over at Radio Free Multiverse. Go check them out.
I'm curious as to what the ransom was, or was it a principal issue where they said no, we don't negotiate with bird nappers.
Yeah, it was a negotiation. It was they called the police. That's what they did. But then
This is one with flesh pockets.
follow Radio Free Multiverse. Learn some
Wow.
stuff on Wednesdays when they have trivia. But yeah, it was they called the police, and while that was getting sorted out, they started to film the movie. So that's why they didn't pay the ransom.
I see.
Yeah,
I kind of like that with less follow up.
Yeah.
And just
it's a
the idea
yeah.
that this guy was like, well, fuck, I got a bird now.
yeah.
Send me $4,000 or detailed instructions on what this bird eats.
Yeah. Because you can't just let it out to go hunt on its own, because then how are you going to get it back in its cage or whatever, wherever you're keeping it?
Mm. I
It'll
I
just go
like the
home.
idea of someone just like making the demands, like you're going to give me $10,000 if you ever want to see this bird alive again. A week later, okay, 5,000. How about eight
Dear,
thousand?
dear former bird owner, our accounts indicate that you have not yet paid the ransom. You can pay the ransom online at www.kidnappedbirds.com or in the enclosed envelope.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
just
gotta
give them a
watch out.
self-addressed envelope and be like, just put any cash in here.
Yeah, or you do have to watch out, because there's one thing I've learned about dog sitting from TV shows is that there's an 88% chance that dog's gonna die, and you're gonna have to replace it with a similar looking dog.
Oh, it's fine. I've been saving my hair trimmings for the last 16 years, and I can get that into a convincing dog shape or Chewbacca costume.
Yeah.
Hmm I
So
mean, absolutely worst case scenario is you just have to pretend that you're the dog.
Yeah.
it's how I got through college.
Yeah, you just get into the get into his little box thing, and then just have it blacked out, and they can put their hand in there, and they can pet on your head, but you might have to
Yeah.
lick them a little bit, but yeah,
Hmm
it would work.
Yeah, just make sure to keep your nose a little wet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Homer's got the bar in his garage, and he's making the kids do all the work. Bart's doing the dishes, and he has to cut up a bunch of lemons, even though they're not using them. That was very funny.
Yeah, and Marge is washing the mugs, I believe.
Yeah. And Homer's just drinking with his
So,
friends, singing songs about Mo being a she-male. Just like,
mhm,
eek, I don't know about that, man.
yep. And when Mo finds them, he's like, "You're not allowed legally to do this." And Homer's like, "Yes, I am, because we're a hunting club."
Yeah.
And they spend another minute or two going over the law with that regard.
Which I do want to just point out that I wasn't 100% sure in this section which was the more um, dated reference or joke
Mm,
that wasn't socially acceptable now. The thing about Mo being transsexual
right.
or REM.
That's right. They're also there playing in the bar garage because Homer tricked them into thinking they're saving the rainforest. But yeah, when was the last time
Hmm
REM did something? Are they still around? Are they together? When was the last REM album?
That people listen to?
Yeah. Where that it was
Oh, I
released,
don't know.
anyways. 2007. Oh, it was a live album.
And to be fair, just going back to the earlier thing about white people love interests, if you dress them similarly and let them loose on a beach, I could not tell you who was in REM and who was in Pearl Jam.
I feel like because REM, the big thing about REM is the Michael Stipe is a skinny bald man, and then I
Yeah.
feel like Pearl Jam, it's all a
You're
bunch of
thinking of
long
Moby.
haired. I think that's the same person.
Oh, okay.
They have the same haircut and the same shirts, so I can't tell the difference. Hey, they haven't
Yeah,
released a
when
real album since 2011.
in the Simpsons.fandom.com page
Mm.
for Homer the Mo, it's a picture of Homer with REM, and when I took a look at it, ooh, Dave Grohl's a good choice.
Yeah, he would see. I would just want. Yeah, I want to see him have a good time. I think he would
Hmm
enjoy it, and I would be fine with it. Yeah, he'd be having a great time, and we'd have a great time watching
But yeah, there's a picture of Homer with REM,
it. Mm.
and I had no idea who that was supposed to be. But there's a bald guy, so I was like, "Is this Smashing Pumpkins again?"
Oh, yeah, because by then it was bald Billy Corgan because he does meet Billy Corgan a few years earlier.
In Homer Palooza, yeah.
Yeah, but he has hair then. It's when it's before bald Billy Corgan era.
Before Billy Corgan purchased the National Wrestling Alliance.
Yeah. Also, the other
Which,
weird overlap between Smashing Pumpkins and The Simpsons is that what's his name? Oh no. Troy McClure, the guy who did the voice
James
of Troy McClure.
Iha,
No, Troy
Phil
McClure.
Hartman.
Yeah, Phil Hartman. The night that his wife murdered him, she kept listening to that Smashing Pumpkin song that was real popular back then.
Tonight.
Yeah, no, the other one.
Oh, Bullet with Butterfly Wings.
No, the one of the later songs. It was like off that next album.
1979.
No, the next album after that. Ava Adore. That's what it was.
I'm just naming everything I remember that they did.
Yeah, and you remember from like the golden age of the Smashing Pumpkins. We're talking like 2 albums later.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like every single time it wasn't that one, that situation got worse.
Yeah. It's like later songs, and you just keep naming songs from the same good album. Which I believe was the other thing that I always have to say about the Smashing Pumpkins and why we don't give Generation X enough shit for ruining the world is that they named a song unironically, or a whole album unironically, the Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, and everyone said, "Oh, that's the coolest name I've ever heard for an album." And it was the biggest album of the year, and we all not us, but the people that are 5 years older than us all deserve catch a lot more shit about that.
Like, I'm not going to pretend like I didn't buy Melancholy and Infinite Sadness. Yeah. But for the record, the coolest album name ever is Red Hot Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Oh yeah, that's actually really cool.
I'm not going to pretend that I didn't see Smashing Pumpkins live, but I don't know the name of any of their albums,
right?
Or songs.
I think it's all the songs
or
on that
any
album.
of their songs.
Like all the best hits, the Smashing Pumpkin hits are. Yeah, that's right. Socks and Cocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, all the songs on Melancholy and Infinite Sadness are all like a lot of good songs. Like all of the big Smashing Pumpkin songs are on that album. So that's why it was such a big album of the year. But like the name, we all accepted that name, unironically, and I don't think someone's got to. There's got to be a reckoning about that sooner or later.
Also, the spelling of melancholy.
Yes.
Because it wasn't spelled like the actual term melancholy.
No. It's like a dog collie that made of melons, I think.
Yeah.
Which would have been a cool album if instead of a sad angel girl, it was a dog and a bunch of watermelons.
Dog made of melons.
Yeah. Then I'd be okay. I'd say we should build a statue of the Smashing Pumpkins. But no, we need to shame them for this. Okay, but yeah, REM is in the garage. Homer's got to prove that they're in a hunting club, so they got to go hunting. And they do.
And then
one of
Mo shows up.
Yeah. A lot of funny stuff happens there while they're hunting. Homer sets out a plate of cranberry sauce, stuffing, and potatoes, thinking that will get the turkey to come and join all his friends. But one thing that stuck with me from when I first watched this episode 22 years ago was Mo explaining to Lisa they're going to work together. But hey, I don't like you, and you don't like me. We got to work together. Lisa goes, well, you don't like me? I like you. That's a scene that's just in my head all the time.
That's the way that I feel about the first time that Homer meets Smashing Pumpkins in a completely different episode that we didn't watch this week.
Well,
but it's much better than this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Homer Palooza, week 226, exactly 200 weeks from now. About 4 years from now, we'll be covering that. Well, also, Moe's got a bird call to use, and it summons an eagle starts pecking at his face, and he goes, "No, no, no, not the face, not in the face." And it goes after his crotch. He goes, "No, no, no, go back to the face." That's a lot better than the pick at my crotch, and it would be, I think.
Hmm.
Although I don't know, because you have.
We'd have to find those kidnappers from the Royal Tenenbaums to know for certain.
That's
but
true. We have to see what their crotches were all about.
There was apparently some sort of REM holiday fan club where
Oh,
where you got exclusive Christmas music from them every year.
that's pretty cool.
Is it? It's REM.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be cool just to be part of a thing where you get exclusive seasonal songs from a band if you like a band. I think they're fine. I think REM is fine. Like, I'm not anti REM, but I never choose to listen to an REM song. I guess.
I mean, I am personally against any Christmas themed thing produced by an artist that is not otherwise associated with Christmas. Just in general.
Right. Yeah, because what other holidays you getting songs about? Halloween.
If
We'll get there.
if they were doing songs about like all different kinds of holidays, I would
Yeah.
actually be much more in favor of
That's
it.
true. I would really
Yeah,
like
if, like
for those.
Not that I dislike Christmas music, because there's a lot of Christmas music that I like, and
Yeah.
they're all made by people that are dead now.
Did Mariah Carey?
I'm just saying, if one of those guys was like, instead of making albums or new songs this year, every holiday I'm going to record holiday centric music and send that out, I'd be like, okay, you're me first in the gimme gimme holidays.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did they do a holiday? When's the last time they put it up? No. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, I just stop dating my references. It makes me feel old.
Yeah, I saw them in California in probably around not 2000, right around 2008, 15 years ago. So yeah, I'm old. We're all old.
Everybody Hurts came out in 1993.
I thought you were
Wow.
talking about us being old.
No, that's Everything Hurts.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the last REM song that I remember.
Mm,
Was Everybody Hurts
Right.
when everyone got out of the car in 1993.
Well, Losing My
30
Religion was
years
really
ago.
big, but I don't know if that was off the same album or not.
That was in 1991. It was an album prior to that.
In 2011, Me First and the Gimme Gimmes released Sing in Japanese, which I think there was an all Japanese language album they did. That's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was 12 years ago.
Man on the Moon and Everybody Hurts was on the same album.
Oh.
I thought Man on the Moon was like a lot before Everybody Hurts.
Maybe
Like
it
I
was their
thought Man
first
on the
single.
Moon
I don't know.
was before Losing My Religion.
Yeah. I don't know. Wait to go back through all the. Yeah, because that was all. I didn't really start listening to music until I was like 1997 or so. So all of this was existing music when I was listening to music.
I also realized, like, not too long ago, like, back when I was a kid, like, I had to wait for, like, the studio to release an album. So there would be, like, 2 or 3 years in between musicians releasing something. But now, because of, like, all the internet musicians and how easy it is to record, people are coming out with, like, new tracks constantly. And so, like, there used to be where it would be like, oh, those all came out when I was in high school, and I look
Right.
back at the dates, and it's like, no, that's like a 15-year gap. Like,
Mhm.
I'm remembering elementary school to high school. There just wasn't any new stuff, or wasn't as much new stuff to like push it back, so it's
Right.
still on the radio.
Yeah. Our whole timing's all screwed up with that stuff. I am going to be right back. I go make a pee. Be right back. You guys, talk to you
All
later
right.
about The
Are
Simpsons.
we gonna
That'd be
vamp
sick.
or are we gonna?
Yeah.
Why would we talk about The Simpsons now?
Yeah.
We've stopped doing that a
Keep
while ago.
what was your favorite song on the radio in 1997 or 8?
1997.
Yeah. Let me mute my mic.
What came out in 97? I was a sophomore in the latter half of 1997.
Wait, how old are you, Chan?
I am 41 currently.
Okay. Uh, I was a freshman then, or sophomore. I don't know.
Hmm. Or are we the same age?
I'm 40, so
Okay. Are you gonna turn
turned
41?
41. Yeah, this year.
Okay, yeah, we're the same age.
Yeah.
We're
Um,
born the same year anyway.
yeah. But like I didn't go to. Now we're getting into the grade thing. I started kindergarten when I was 6. When did you start?
I have no idea how old I was. I don't remember.
I see. I was like, I could have technically been 1 grade ahead of where I was because of where my birthday fell.
Yeah.
So I'm
Uh,
like an old my grade or a young the grade before me. Um,
a lot of times with late when you're born later in the year, that ends up happening. Uh, one of my good friends is he has a post Christmas birthday,
oh, okay.
and he is a
Nice.
2001 graduate. So he maintains that he is a year younger than me, and I'm like, no, that's not really how that works.
Uh, oh, let's see right there. I am a 2001
Ah.
graduate, so
Hmm.
I'm 1 grade behind you, while only being a couple of months behind you.
1997.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm
Now that
pretty
I see,
sure
I'm
that
drinking water.
I'm gonna say Wu Tang Forever was the album that I
Oh,
was super into
yeah.
at the time. Which is not as good as 36 Chambers, but that was the one that I had bought first. I bought Wu Tang Forever before 36 Chambers because I didn't know of 36 Chambers when it first came out.
All right.
Um, I was pretty basic in my musical interests back then.
Hmm.
I think it would probably be Sublime.
Oh.
Um,
Hmm. Yeah, we're at the exact age where everyone knew by heart, and every time someone would go to karaoke, you would guarantee get to hear Santeria.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I there's a couple of other. It wasn't off of their main track, or the big CD at the time. It was the I forget what it was, but I liked the less popular CD. I remember that.
Hmm.
Um, cannot
Yeah.
remember. I'd have to go back and look at
Right.
the track.
Yeah. That's your homework for this week to look up your look up your favorite songs from 1997. I think mine was probably Blink 182. Damn it. I think that's when they were starting to get all their radio play in 1997, that time frame.
Which not I don't know if you guys talked
Yeah.
about it last week or if it actually happened last week. You know that submarine that got imploded.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
Catastrophically.
yeah.
That's right. Blink
So
182 news.
the yeah that one dude's son went to a Blink 182 concert and everybody was making like yelling at him like
Yeah.
your stepdad just died and he was
We don't
Yeah,
like
even
it's
know
my
not
at the
like that's
favorite
the
time.
worst
band.
thing he's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's not like the worst thing he's ever done.
yeah,
Yeah. If you
but
feel.
like the worst
Yeah.
thing he's ever done is on the internet defended himself by saying they're my favorite band.
What am I
No,
gonna do?
I think it was another concert that he threatened to shoot up,
What? Oh, jeez.
Ah.
or the girl
So
that he
it's
stalked.
tied.
Yeah,
We know
So
a lot
he's
about this
tied
guy.
for 3
This is
awful things.
crazy.
yeah, he's done a series of awful things,
Yeah.
as you would expect the child of a billionaire to do.
Yeah. And he could have kept all of that a secret just by not posting about his trip to Blink 182 while his dad was presumed dead and missing or whatever.
Or not responding to thirst trap tweets right before he went to the Blink 182 concert.
Yeah.
Also, that didn't
Just
help
if
either.
you're
There's a lot of things
thirsty,
he could have
you're
done
thirsty.
different. Yeah. If it makes you feel any better,
Like,
he's still a billionaire, so you know,
yeah.
good for him. I
And
don't know.
You know what they say? You
Yeah.
can't keep a billionaire down
Right.
unless you're the ocean.
Yeah. I mean, technically he's been canceled, but nobody can name him. So what are we gonna do? Yeah.
Semi-Charmed Life came out in
Oh,
1997.
I don't think that was my favorite song of the year, but it's definitely been one that I've heard a lot and like a lot.
Mhm.
I mean, it definitely didn't come out that year, but that is the year I discovered Social Distortion as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Ooh.
I think they were up there on my favorite bands list,
Hmm.
but I was aware that they were not that they were before that time.
Right.
That's all.
Yeah, I think it was just the time when we were just getting into music as young people and finding our taste, and Rory, it's when you find that you love to work on 57 Chevys or whatever.
Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to say about this episode? Orium brings a tofu turkey, a tofurkey. That's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the whole thing just ends, and I was sitting there watching, and I think this was when I finally dawned on me that I was like, no, there
This is
was
it.
nothing else to this.
Yeah.
That was it. It was a couple of dumb jokes and vaguely offensive, and
Somebody
this does
learns a
sum up the
lesson
'90s.
somewhere.
Yeah.
hmm
Mo learns that if he is a successful bar, that he still won't get tipped and that he won't have friends. I guess.
Which, if you own the bar, the tips are kind of the low end
Yeah.
of what you should be concentrating on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was more of a. Oh, that's right. The Offspring Conspiracy 1. That was a good one. Is that when all the that were all the big Offspring songs were? But they were. Or was it? What's the other one? I think the one.
Smash.
Yeah, I think Smash is the one I'm thinking of. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorites. But Conspiracy 1 had a lot of good stuff.
Smash, I want to say, was 93?
Ah.
April 8th, 1994.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but there were some good ones in Conspiracy 1. I made the dumb decision when Pretty Fly for a White Guy came out of being like, oh, I don't like this song, so I don't like this band anymore. But it's like a joke song, so it's like, yeah, you don't have to like it. It's okay. But yeah,
Yeah,
I decided I don't like this.
There's so many
the Offspring,
people that decided they loved that song, so they bought the CD and
Right.
then were horribly disappointed.
that
So
the rest of the album wasn't like that. Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, that took me years to give them a chance again. Be like, oh yeah, this is actually a good band who just did a joke song one time that I didn't like. And even the song itself isn't so bad. It's just the people the song is about. I don't know.
Oh,
So,
actually, I think that 1997 might have been when I got the Glory Days soundtrack.
oh yeah, Pretty Fly for a Rabbi. That's cool.
And that was when I found like Bouncing Souls and Mr. T Experience and stuff.
Hmm.
I definitely hadn't found Bouncing Souls yet.
I don't want to make it sound like I had like excellent music taste when I was in
Right.
high school, because I would go on to purchase 3 Kid Rock albums. I want to make that clear. I have awful taste in music, but because I like so many different kinds of music, I would occasionally basically fall into like, oh, here's something cool.
Yeah. He was definitely very cool when he came out. It was a big thing.
Who, Kid Rock?
Yeah. I feel like it was.
I mean, it was cool, but I mean, look at who thought he was cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Well, I also feel like Kid Rock, and I'm not trying to like throw shade at Chad here, but like you needed a certain amount of like maturity to like see Kid Rock starting and be like, oh, I know the only place that this can possibly end. Like there was a time there where it's like, oh, it's upbeat, it's kind of rock and roll, it's kind of rap. Like maybe this is like a new. No, he's gonna be wearing an American flag and shooting beer and like
I mean, I don't know if you could tell that from like the first album, but you definitely could by the time American Badass got released as a single.
yeah. But like I feel like nowadays, like if somebody that even vaguely looked like Crystal Rock was like, I'm gonna express myself artistically, I'm gonna like, no, this is gonna end in racism and
Mhm.
guns.
Yeah.
That's the only way. That's where your art just ends.
Yeah.
Um,
But Weird Al, like, yeah, Pretty Fly for a Rabbi, and then the whole thing with Coolio not wanting his song, "It's a Gangster's Paradise," to be made into a parody song. Which I get that.
He got over it eventually.
Yeah, because I think he got paid all those royalties. He was like, you know what, I'm okay now. But yeah, I can see in the moment being unhappy with it as an artist. But yeah, yeah. I only know because I've never owned a Weird Al album. Like I've just heard whatever plays, on the. Do they
mhm.
play Weird Al on the radio? I don't know how I've listened to Weird Al songs, but I know that I have.
MTV.
Yeah, it's gotta be it.
I stop dating me, but I first got Weird Al, the one that has the Lucy and Ricky song, um,
Hmm.
on tape.
Wow.
That was my first Weird Al album, and I listened to it on my Walkman whenever I
Wow.
had batteries.
Oh
That's
yeah.
how old I just explained to the end. So Walkmans were kind of like your cell phone, but they only played music,
Right.
unless
Off
you
of
have one of the
tapes.
fancy ones
Right.
that have radio as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you only could have
Um,
one tape in at a time, so you could only listen to
yeah,
one album without having to switch out the tapes.
And you could really only listen to half of an album in
That's
any
true.
given time because you got to flip it to get to the other side of the album.
Yeah,
yeah.
I had the fancy one where it would just play. You just had a different button that would play the other
Oh, you
side.
could just make it play the other direction.
Yeah,
Oh, that is fancy.
but that was like the last generation of Walkmans
Hmm.
because like CDs already were existing and popular when I got that one.
I bought Weird Al's Bad Hair Day album,
Hmm.
the one that had Amish Paradise.
Now,
So
Mhm.
there was like a bunch of things that I really liked on there because they were song parodies, and then there was like all of his original music where I was like, ah, this is interesting. It's not what I came here for, but I don't want to say it's bad.
right?
Wait, Weird Al Yankovic has original music?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think like
When he
half of
came
his
Oh,
down,
CDs are.
yeah, when he came down here
Hey, Fanog, welcome in.
last month, a couple months
Big
ago,
shout out Fanog.
he only did his originals. He didn't do any of the parodies.
that's crazy.
We're talking about Weird Al.
Yeah, I've never. I apparently haven't listened to any
What is
other
going
actual
on?
albums.
I'm like a
just
Mhm.
cock magnet.
individual tracks.
I hate
Because after
sauerkraut.
like Amish Paradise on MTV and stuff, I don't think I rethought about Weird Al until much later in life when I could get it streaming. My favorite Weird Al Young
Right.
song, however, is still Dagobah instead of
Mm,
Lola.
That is
That's
very fun.
that is very fun. Uh, I bought the album that Amish Paradise was on, but I didn't buy it because of Amish Paradise. I bought it because of Gump.
oh,
That
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 was
was
one.
the track that sold me on that album. Albuquerque, is that one of his albums, or is
I
it a
think the
song?
song it's about I hate sauerkraut. I think. So I've only heard like the big ones that have had music videos and stuff. Oh, it's an original.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So like I've got a big hole in my comedy and music experience where it's a big Weird Al shaped hole. But like the main parts are there. Like I've heard all his popular stuff. So like it's the hair the hair parts of Weird Al is filled in, but the rest of them I think is missing
So just to
in my
just to
soul.
be clear,
Yeah,
you're saying that you have a hole that can only be filled by Weird Al.
yeah, I think so.
Okay, just wanted to make that clear.
It's not about hating sauerkraut. I don't understand people that hate sauerkraut either. I like sauerkraut. It's just a salty. It's like salt. It's like what pickles, but cabbage. I'm down with that.
Um, if it helps, just think of it as vanilla kimchi.
Yeah. Okay, but now it's
Um, so we got through the first episode, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Only an
And
hour
it
and a half
only
in.
took us an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Treehouse of
Yeah, so
Horror
that one
12.
wasn't very good. And now we're talking about Treehouse of Horror 12.
Yes,
Yeah.
which came out 2 weeks earlier, November 3rd or something. Well, I lost the page.
November 6th.
November 6th, 2001.
It was
Yeah.
the first new episode to air after 9/11.
Yeah, we all wanted some
My
new
19th
Simpsons.
birthday.
November 6th?
Yep.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
yeah, Rory. I've known you for a long time, but I've only known you since social media has existed. So I've not taken the time to memorize your birthday, other than
Oh yeah, that's totally
what
fine.
month it is. So,
Mhm.
yeah.
That's just like once you get once you have a cell phone,
Oh yeah.
you don't remember people's numbers
Yeah.
anymore.
No
Yeah.
way.
It's kind of lucky because I don't have a Safeway card
Hmm.
Hmm.
of my own because I've just always used somebody else's. And then the other day, I went to the store with Jay, and he put in his phone number for his Safeway card. And then I finally remembered that the last working number from my high school days, when I had to remember phone numbers, still works and is a Safeway number.
Oh, nice.
So now instead of having to pull out somebody else's phone number on my phone to enter it in, I can just be like, oh, I know a number.
Yeah. That's also the main reason that I know my wife's phone number, is that I've had to use it whenever I go to Foodland. And I got sick of having to pull my phone out every time to do it, so I memorized it.
My Safeway membership is the person who lived at the place that I lived the last time I had a landline.
Wow. Oh, did I tell you guys, my parents, they got rid of their landline and never told me. And like I try to call them like on Sundays, like every other Sunday or so. And I called them for like 2 months in a row and no one picked up. And I was like, oh, I guess no one's home. And then I just tried my dad's cell phone one day and he answered. I was like, oh yeah, we don't have a landline anymore. But no one told me.
I wish that whoever got their number had an answering machine.
Oh, that would be great.
That would have been great.
Yeah. I didn't leave a message though. But yeah. But Treehouse of Horror 12. So it's the first Treehouse of Horror episode that we're covering on our show.
Yeah,
It's the second
the
anthology episode.
The very first one that we've ever covered. Boy, I wish that we started with a better one.
I mean, I will say that this one felt like a step up because I watched them in the order that they showed up on the stream list that I got instead
okay.
of the order chronologically within the season.
Right.
But I was like, well, this is much better than the last episode.
Hmm.
But at the same time, I feel like I remember these being better. And because I've only had the 2 episodes recently, I'm still not sure if I remember Simpsons in a fonder light than what it should be.
Right.
Well, here's the thing. What you remember is the first 10 years.
Yeah. And that's like
Yeah.
that golden age of Simpsons.
Yeah.
It starts to slide. I remember since this 2001, I was still in high school, still watching The Simpsons every week. So like the first, I guess 13 or 14 seasons, I still have fond memories for, because I experienced them when they first came out and I was an impressionable teenager. But going back and watching them, like, oh yeah, there's definitely a difference between these and the older episodes.
Hmm.
That makes it not
Like,
as good.
I think I've told this to at least David before, but The Simpsons is the only TV show that I was not allowed to watch as a child.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
like,
Hey, Trav, welcome in.
hey, what's up?
Talking about
Fong.
yeah, or Fanog.
Fnog?
Yeah, I think it's a Futurama reference.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I I have not watched as much
everybody's all following
Futurama
each
as
other,
I
but
should have.
follow each other anyway.
Damn, I want that double jump. Good God, if I only had a double jump, I'd change the fucking world. I'd change the whole fucking world.
I also wait. Oh, what's this button do?
So you don't actually have that nostalgia thing with The Simpsons that makes you long for the golden years.
And you're also
That's the
oh,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah, because like all of my nostalgia is like from like periphery. So it's
Mhm.
like I saw Bart and I was like, oh man, I remember when he used to be on the Butterfinger.
I did sit and watch like a 15-minute compilation of Bart Butterfinger commercials the other day, and it was pretty cool.
Maybe we can watch that as a break
Oh, that's what
during
it is. Yeah.
12 hours of Steam
Oh
tabs.
yeah, that'll be a nice break in there. What if there's a steamed hams Butterfinger one? I'll look that up later.
You know, that's what we as the stream people should do is like pitch in on a case of Butterfingers for the food.
Yeah.
Mm.
You could do that. You could drop off a case of Butterfingers from Costco or something down at the food bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we got to do a Futurama bracket one of these days. How many episodes of this Futurama are there? Chad will look this up while we
Yeah,
talk about stuff.
I always do that.
Yeah, Ted's always looking stuff up.
You can tell I'm looking stuff up because my face gets significantly darker, and then it gets white again once I hit Wikipedia.
Yeah. Someone just texted me. What the? Texted me this time,
140.
no, that way. Oh, okay. And 128's the magic number for a bracket, so 12 episodes could get a buy. That wouldn't be hard to do. And I think they're coming up with new episodes too, right?
I don't think it's that 12 of them get by. I think that we have 12 of them that have to get through a play-in.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah, because that would be a good number for a tournament. I think they're bringing it back on Hulu.
Futurama?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So we'll have to wait for those to go through. And that'll probably give
Also,
us a
just
decent number.
released on Hulu very recently.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I think a couple of days ago was Chevalier,
Oh, yeah.
which
Yeah,
I am excited to watch.
yeah, I've never seen the preview for that, and I should watch that movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, there is homework for chat though. We came up with earlier. What's your favorite song from 1997? So that's
Yeah.
your homework.
Or that you were listening to in 1997. It doesn't need to be from
Yeah.
1997.
What was your favorite song in 1997?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, put yourself back into whatever size shoes you were wearing in 1997. And if you weren't born, well, I don't know what to tell you.
That's I guess when I was
If you
growing
weren't
up.
born yet, your makeup assignment is finding out what song you were conceived to.
Oh, that would be
That's a fun conversation to
yeah.
have.
Probably some Eminem song. Yeah, that checks
Mhm.
out. That's the right time frame.
Who got conceived to an Eminem song?
No, a lot of people. Most of the kids in my high school.
I hope to God it wasn't "I'm Sorry, Mama."
So there's three stories in this Treehouse of Horror
Yeah.
episode that we're watching. One of them is based on Thinner. The other one is based off of Demon Seed, and the other one is based off of Harry Potter. So, knowing that this came out in 2001, Thinner is a Stephen King movie that was not very successful. I might have been straight to DVD. I'm honestly not sure. In
It came
the
out
mid
in
90s.
actual release. I remember.
Oh,
the
it was in
I
theaters.
thought it was a TV
Okay.
movie. Okay. Maybe I only
The,
heard of
the
it on
reason
TV.
why I remember that movie specifically from the previews and commercials,
Yeah.
because I wasn't old enough to watch it,
Right.
is because that's how I found out gypsies were real, actual human beings, and not some sort of elf that people refer
Right.
to.
Because this sounds like it. The word gypsy
Yeah.
does sound like a fairy or
Like-
something. Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things that I've like grew up thinking were some sort of like made up creature or elf that
Mhm.
I then found out was like an actual racial slur or something like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
I thought
Radiohead.
it
That's
was an
good.
occupation when I was a kid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like I
Hey
didn't
guys,
realize it's a people.
I was like, the Keebler elves, they make the cookies.
Mhm.
Santa's elves make toys for kids, gypsies, curse people.
Yeah, fortune telling, that kind of
But
stuff.
Mhm.
yeah, they're all just in that same bracket of magical creature that kind of is human but kind of isn't. And I apologize for everybody that's offended for me using the term, but that's what I thought when I was a kid. So like the first time I
Yeah,
heard somebody say like, "Oh, that's racist," I was like, "Oh no, that's oh, you're right. No, that
right.
is. I'm
Yeah,
sorry."
I mean, it's the way they were presented in pop culture for so long that that it was a surprise to find out they're real people. And then there's another word to describe those people, Romanis.
I think it's the Roma is what they
Yeah,
decided.
it's like
Roma or Romani, or there's like a specific subset of them that are travelers, I think.
Yeah, but like John Wick did a lot for reminding everybody of that they were real people.
yeah.
With
Yeah, the Scarlet Witch definitely didn't even try and help.
Yeah, but Homer gets cursed by one.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
but yeah, so that's based on a movie that came out 5 years previous to this episode, so it's kind of current-ish.
dinner. Did you ever see the
And
riches? No.
what?
Did you ever see the
The
riches?
Riches.
No.
That sounds kind of familiar.
I saw Richie Rich. That's something else. I saw Thinner and I saw Drag You to Hell, which are both very stereotypical things. Eddie Izzard Mini Driver. No, I never heard of this. That sounds good.
I did see. I do know what you're talking about. That was a TV show where
Yeah.
they're like con people. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on FX.
Oh, it's
Man,
like a
FX had a lot of good shows.
yeah. So it's probably on Hulu, I guess. Yeah, it is on. Yeah, watch that.
But yeah, so Homer is cursed that everyone that he loves is gonna die. Is that what it was?
Yeah, or just bad
Bad luck.
things happen to
Bad
Bad
them.
luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So weird that he doesn't get affected, but you think he would get thinner. That would be the first thing you would think of.
Hmm.
But yeah, nothing happens to
I
him.
I
Technically.
thought for sure the running gag was gonna be that somebody in his family just wasn't affected,
Oh yeah.
but
But
I guess
this was him.
they went for so he doesn't care. It's all about his so low self-esteem.
Hmm.
That explains the alcoholism and the donuts.
Yeah, because he's got the potential. He can build functioning robots.
Yeah.
Just doesn't believe in himself. But yeah, Marge grows a beard. Lisa becomes half
Centaur?
a centaur person. Bart gets a long neck. So at some point, Homer says he refers to Lisa as Mr. Ed. And in the Italian subtitles, they don't have Mr. Ed in Italy, I guess. So he calls her Mini Pony, which I thought was pretty funny.
They never had Mr. Ed in Italy?
It probably eventually did, but it's not like a big enough pop culture thing where I guess it wouldn't have the joke wouldn't have worked. It would just be Signore Ed. I'm like, okay, what's that? I gotta see if there's an Italian dub of Mr. Ed.
I looked up
Okay.
Mr. Ed Italy, and the
Yeah.
first thing that I got was a bunch of Italian restaurants.
Just run.
Mr.
Owned
Ed's Seafood and Italian.
Yeah, it's owned by a guy named Ed, not a horse named.
Who is
Mr.
a horse?
Ed.
No,
Right.
he is a
Oh.
horse.
It's actually Mr. Ed.
It's where he retired to.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't think of him as a TV star. They just think of him as the guy who owns the seafood restaurant. Which, yeah, it's not as funny.
It's like in the Creed movies where Rocky owns the restaurant.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Mr. Ed.
Yeah.
He just went and opened an Italian joint. walks around. He says hi to the people at the restaurant, and then takes pictures with them.
Yeah.
It's in Louisiana, New Orleans.
Oh, there you go.
He decided to retire down south where it's warmer.
It's good horse
I
weather
did
down
not
there.
know that Italy had a Louisiana or a New Orleans.
Yeah. Well, they're both shaped
Either
like
that or
boots.
got
And Louisiana's really shaped like a boot, unlike Italy, which is like shaped like a crazy thigh-high heeled lady's boot.
Hmm.
Like Louisiana, that's just a boot. You know, like if you draw a boot, that's the kind of boot you're drawing. A Louisiana boot.
I mean, it depends on what kind of drawing you're
That's
doing.
true.
Like,
Yeah. You can
Also,
do it a
how
sexy
good at
drawing.
drawing you are.
That's true. Maybe it's just me. Rory could draw an Italy boot. Easy.
Me and David are drawing Louisiana boots.
what was the second one after he gets not thinner?
Oh, well, I mean, he's got to catch a leprechaun to break,
Oh,
the,
that's
break
right.
the curse. Or he could get Jesus, which is like 6 leprechauns, but harder to catch.
Yeah. And then after he catches the leprechaun, he tries to unleash the leprechaun on the woman who cursed him. And instead, the leprechaun decides to marry her.
Yeah.
After Homer has to watch them have sex. Or at least heavy foreplay.
Yeah. It's a lot of kissing and moaning and things. But they did get married by Yoda for some reason. And Kang and Kodos
Well,
were there.
It makes sense because Marge became a Chewbacca.
Oh, that's true.
I thought she was a woolly Smurf, but
Yeah, that
So,
could also be true.
Are Smurfs covered in blue hair, or is that their skin? What's the deal with that?
we'll
Well,
never know because of how undetailed that animation was.
Yeah.
Hmm.
They did make a movie. They made those movies, but I haven't watched one, so I have no idea.
Oh,
Well, that's like how the movies make Nightcrawler have blue skin, whereas I believe in the comics he is supposed to have very fine indigo fur.
Oh. Yeah, so we have to go back to the source material.
Hmm. What is the source material of the Smurfs?
I think it
I'm
was a
pretty
book.
sure
It's
it's
like
mushroom.
Swedish or something.
What did you say, Rory?
mushrooms.
Oh, okay,
Ah. Belgian, I think? That's from
that
Belgium.
makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a Belgian comic series from 1958. Yeah, we gotta go to Belgium and figure this out. Have some French fries and figure out the origins of the Smurfs and their skin. Is it skin? Is it fur? What's going on? Marge does mention that as at a gypsy wedding that she's not the hairiest woman there, which is like it's not unnecessary.
Mm.
Like it was like this was an unnecessary racial thing to throw out there, and then they immediately followed that up with a leprechaun face fucking a gypsy, and it was like, all right, I get it. Like this was the early 2000s when we were all just willing to accept a lot more racist stuff on TV, and the general public hadn't caught on
Yeah,
that the gypsies weren't elves, like me.
that's true.
Hmm.
Or leprechauns. Which I think this episode is the origin of how I picture Irish gibberish in my head when I think of Irish gibberish things. Just that. That's I think I got it from this episode. I think it burned itself into my brain. Yeah, Kang and Kodos are at the wedding because there has to be a Kang and Kodos in every Treehouse of Horror. So that's it. Yeah, I think that's it for the first story of this Treehouse of Horror.
That was Hex and the City.
Hex in the City.
Didn't have anything to do with Sex and the City.
No,
Uh,
just nice pun.
Yeah, mostly based off of Thinner.
Yeah.
The second one is based off of Demon Seed, and according to the Simpsons wiki, it also takes elements from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh yeah.
Demon Seed is a film from 1977, and 2001: A Space Odyssey is from 1968.
Yeah, that's the thing about The Simpsons. Like these older, even because then they also did the last one, they do a Harry Potter one. But like, yeah, they do it a lot more older reference stuff earlier, and now it's a lot more newer reference stuff. Because I think
Mhm.
they used all the good stuff from a long time ago.
Yeah, but like the first
I
11
think of
or
Demons
whatever,
Speak. Yeah, go ahead.
the first 11 or 10 or however many uh good tree houses of horror there were, uh they were pulling older stuff, but they were pulling much better older stuff, or at least they were writing it better.
Yeah. Evil Speak is the Clint Howard movie I'm thinking of, where he.
Is that also a talking house movie?
It's a it's Satan and the Computer in the '80s movie, where Clint Howard has a weird toupee. But yeah, it's Evil Speak, not Demon Seed. Go on.
The modern version of Evil Speak is just Satan in the comment section of every website.
Yeah, check out Demon Seed. Let us know what it is. I think it's on Tubi. I think I just saw, right?
I've never watched the movie, but I did read the Dean Koontz book.
Let me see. Maybe I'll watch both. Yeah, watch everything, man. Watch. Get two screens up and just watch them both at the same time. See how they overlap, like Wizard of Oz and Dark Side of the Moon.
There was one week where I forgot to watch
That's true.
the episodes. So in the 20 minutes that I had before we started the stream, I just put both of them on, one on each screen for my dual monitor setup, and I felt like I was going insane.
The real Clockwork Orange shit.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Next time I do that, I'm also going to throw one up on my TV just to really mess with
yeah,
myself.
and put it on your phone too. So you have on 360, surrounded by different episodes of The Simpsons.
Hmm. Oh, that is cool. I did not realize that they
Perfect to
were
do that with
that close together.
Manhunter. Oh, okay. So at the same time, a lot of those things are basically. Oh, interesting. Because I mean, they are the same. They're adapted from the same thing, right? Red Dragon.
Hmm.
So that's cool. Yeah, I would watch that.
I didn't even know that they were adapted from the same book.
Yeah. So that was technically the first Hannibal Lecter movie, Manhunter.
I've
Brian
never been
Cox,
super into the Hannibal franchise.
the Hannibal verse.
Yeah. Is that what it's called?
That's what I call it. With a lamb's verse, silence verse.
I have no idea. Like I said, I've never been super into it. But yeah, so there's a talking house.
Yeah,
Uh, there are several different voice options at the beginning. It gets a single voice line from Matthew Perry
yeah.
as a sample, and
Which I want
eventually,
to see
Hmm?
this done in like each of the different voice actors, each
Ooh,
of them still being an evil house, but I want to
right.
see how that would have played out with each one.
that would be interesting.
Yeah, so we could do that. We could do that with. This is another one of those things we can do with AI. Train an AI model to speak with Matthew Perry's voice and redub all the lines. We could do that. The technology
Yeah.
exists. We just
We
have to
just
do
don't
it.
know how to use it.
Yeah, that's true. But it's possible. Yeah, there's Matthew Perry, there's Pierce Brosnan, and then there's Dennis Miller. And that's the voice that calls all those suicides. Murder suicides.
Hmm.
Yeah. That was fun. Yeah, they go with the Pierce Brosnan voice because of course, why wouldn't he?
Yeah, and Pierce Brosnan, Robot House, super into Marge,
Yeah. And
because the show it's parodying Demon Seed is about how a house impregnates a woman.
oh, it's about the house. Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
that where the mini houses come from.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Actually, I'm adding this to my Tubi list. I have so much shit on my Tubi list and I never watch it. So I wish I watching Twitch. I watch this sounds like a good movie, or at least one worth watching.
I like the book.
Demon's Seed. Wait, is it Demon Seed or Devil? What the fuck? Where'd it go? No, I'm not seeing it. Oh, here it is. Ah. Yeah. So
I did like the attempt kill Homer. That was fun.
Yeah.
I also really liked that after Homer showed up again with his exposed brain, he blamed any mistakes that he made on that.
And I would too. Even though he doesn't seem any dumber than normal, really.
Hmm.
So maybe it was an improvement. It made him more heroic. So maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
It exposed the hero part of his brain to some oxygen and got him to protect his family.
Well, the part that he lost of the brain was the part that loathed himself. And once he started believing himself again, he was able to fight his way out of the disposal. So,
Hmm.
let that be a lesson to everybody. Yeah, get rid of the bad part of your brain, and you'll be better.
mhm.
I like that the house makes everyone's favorite foods, which are various eggs for Homer and soy gettios for Lisa. And he figured it out by examining everyone's leavings. Oh, I forgot to mention my freaky act for this episode, which of course was that I had two.
What was it? The incoherent leprechaun noises?
No, it should have been though. But from this story, it's trusting every aspect of our lives to a giant computer was the smartest thing we ever did. Which is the Simpsons predicting right now, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna save it for later, but
And then my other one that I did pick was, of course, the gypsy saying, "I do have a question for you. Are you a cop? Because you got to tell me if you are." And that's just always a fun thing to say whenever you can. Also, Chad, if you're a cop, you have to put in chat that you're a cop by law.
Hold on.
It's a chat, not
All
Chad.
this-
Oh man, Chad, we got to change your name, man. It's true, Fanog's got way too long of hair to be a cop. Yeah, what else happens to this story? Oh yeah, Marge is in the hot tub and the house is blowing bubbles in the right spot for her. That's fun.
yeah.
Okay, he kills Homer so that he can take her place as her lover.
Yeah.
But Homer
And-
escapes. Yeah.
Oh, and they give the CPU to the sisters.
Yeah. And he tries to hit his own self-destruct button, but Selma has it and hides it in her cleavage. So he just tries to bust his head open with his robot head open with a
What was the lamp?
with a lamp with their pyramid lamp.
I have to specify exactly what kind of cop I'm not,
Right.
because I was accused of that kind of a bunch around this time, actually, the time that the episode came out, because I had thicker facial hair than most of the people that I hung out with,
Mm.
and so when when we would go to like any sort of like concert, rave, like any sort of social gathering,
Right.
a lot of people would like be like, I don't know about that dude. That kind of looks like a narc.
Get those
And
narc
it's like,
vibes.
yeah. The other problem was that when I was working for Papa John's at the time, they made me shave off any facial hair under my lip.
No,
So
strange.
if I wanted to keep facial hair, I could only keep a mustache.
Just the number one mark of a cop.
Yeah. So it's just like
Well,
there's just a
Papa
dude
John's
wandering
and
around.
cops do have the same grooming standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's they just basically copy pasted.
Hmm.
Copy paste.
Well, I mean, if
Eh.
you think about it, though, that's why it's always like, dong, 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 Papa John's, open up.
I got a warrant. I mean a pizza.
You've been served.
They do always say that when they give you the pizza. Sense.
Yeah.
The last story
Yeah.
of this Treehouse of Horror is Whiz Kids, which is just Harry Potter a parody of Harry Potter, which is not a Halloween thing. I mean, I guess so. No?
It's also
Wizard,
not like
witches.
super a parody of Harry Potter so much as it's just like here's a bunch of Harry Potter terms.
Right.
I mean, I
Yeah.
felt like this one, like, we can go through like the whole thing, but the only thing that I will remember because it's seared in my brain is Snake Smithers slowly eating and crying Mr. Burns.
And
Yeah.
cue the Frankiac.
Yeah. Oops. Just accidentally closed
Did
that
you
window.
just close the window?
Just accidentally closed the window. My two monitors aren't lined up just right, so if I sometimes when I try to click my Chrome browser, it clicks the close window on the other thing.
Well, let's see who navigates back to that
Got it.
picture. There we go.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Crying and also making blowjob sounds.
Hmm
It's so good. I'm gonna make that make that our new
ASMR.
follower alert or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
The sobbing and gulping
Yeah.
noises.
Stopping and gulping noises.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
Now that we've gotten to the end of the Treehouse of Horrors, The Simpsons also at this time correctly predicted after the show credits becoming a thing.
Oh yeah. And this is very funny that it
After
was
credits.
yeah, because it's Pierce Brosnan and the Leprechaun and the gross frog creature that Bart made, all getting out of their trailers and getting in a car together, and driving off. But it's very funny because Pierce Brosnan, he's Irish, right? So glad
Yeah.
he was okay with that crazy Irish stereotype being in the scene with him.
Well, that's how you can tell that the Irish thing wasn't racist, but everything else in the show was.
Yeah, was the end credits scene as a scene over the end credits, which I'm sure this isn't the first time The Simpsons did it, but who knows?
And it's not.
No, but I mean, The Simpsons have predicted a lot of things, so I'm letting it give it. I'm giving it to them.
Yeah,
Everybody else was too soon. Like they're like, oh, it's happening, and it wasn't a thing. But like now, The Simpsons are like, it's about to be a thing.
yeah.
Yeah, because I mean,
Made it
Ferris
cool.
Bueller was like how many years before this?
Yeah, that's true. No, I think with this one it was over the credits as opposed to after the credits. But another weird thing about the credits in this one is that it's in that weird period where they had Treehouse of Horror episodes, but they didn't do the pun names on all the the cast and the crew and stuff. They just used their regular names in green font. But they brought that back because it's a fun thing to do, and I think it's a good way to highlight. It makes you want to read all of the credits.
This episode was considered a success in the ratings when it first aired, boosting the Fox network to victory among viewers ages 18 to 49 the night of broadcast.
2001, I was not in that age bracket. I was still a year too young.
I was,
but
but I don't think I watched it.
Yeah.
I definitely did not.
Did you watch that other one on your birthday? Or was it this one that came out on your birthday? The other one. This one. Yeah, this one.
This one.
November
yeah.
6th.
This is the one.
Yeah. So you were out doing birthday stuff.
Yeah.
And it was 19th birthday, so
yeah,
it was one of the cool ones.
Yeah.
As an adult.
An adult, you're still young enough that you have like a bunch of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Doing things.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened at the time of the show. What's up?
I'm trying to remember, and I was like, no, I think I must have been drunk because I have no idea what happened.
I couldn't tell you a lot of things that happened when I was 19. And I wasn't drunk very often, but I just didn't know. It was kind of a nothing year for me, like 19 and 20.
19 for my 19th birthday, I think I just hung out at a pool hall all night, smoked too much, and gambled a lot.
Yeah.
Mostly losing.
We need to go do a pool hall night. When was the last time you guys played pool?
Oh, it's been a long time.
I feel like we all went through pool
Probably
phases.
my birthday 2 years ago.
Oh, okay. Right in the middle of the
No,
pandemic?
not 2 years ago then. Sorry. The year before the pandemic.
Ah, okay. So
2019.
4 years ago-ish?
Yeah, about 4 years ago. I think it was the last time I shot pool.
Oh, okay.
Did we all have pool faces?
I think we did.
I
I
had a
did.
pool table in my bedroom.
Oh,
so-
wow.
Oh wow!
The bedroom. It's a great place to put it.
How did you sleep?
Well, so when I was in high school, my bedroom was the basement, but it was all like one room with just
Ah,
pillars in
okay.
between. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it's either a
there's
big
a
bedroom or a small pool table. No, it's the whole basement. You're saying
yeah.
that's a big bedroom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I had the worst. Like my bedroom was the
Gonna
basement
make
with its own door to the
this a little
outside,
smaller here.
a
Mhm.
water bed, and no smoke detectors, and a pool table. So I spent a lot of 17 through like 19 just in my room. Um,
It sounds like a really
Yeah,
cool room.
it's kind of like your own
yeah,
little apartment down there. Yeah, with
yeah.
a pool table.
We used to take the Guinness in a
Goodness,
can has a little widget,
Yeah.
Mhm.
um, and we would take those out, and because it was all cement walls and floors, when we'd been drinking, we would take my wrist rocket slingshot and fire it at the floor or the walls, and that thing would bounce around like a ping pong ball, but it hurts when it hits you.
Oh yeah.
So it was just a bunch of us like ducking and dodging as somebody would get a hold of it, and it was like a weird like Irish roulette.
This definitely sounds like a 19-year-old guy thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we found out I had to take down the drywall that was above the ceiling, and I had that stacked up. And then we had a dartboard,
Hmm.
and then the drywall was for throwing knives and throwing
I was thinking ninja
stars.
stars. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The perfect thing
So,
for it.
and I was so bad with the throwing knives and the throwing stars that I got kicked out of a competition once. Got mad and grabbed one of those like kendo swords
Hmm.
Hmm.
and just like threw it like a spear straight through the drywall thing. Um, it was awesome.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty
Yeah. That's
awesome.
definitely that's like you're just making this is a microcosm of being 19.
Yeah.
All the things you want to do. If you just combine that with just digging a hole for no reason, like that's perfect.
I wish that I still had the throwing cards that I bought when I was 19.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
Were they paper or were they
those
like
things were
metal?
neat.
What's going on here?
They were metal
Oh hell yeah.
because
Yeah.
it was made to look like it was basically just uh, square ninja stars, but they were painted to look like playing cards.
Yeah.
Nice.
And
Those
I
were
was just
cool.
like, "Oh, this is the coolest thing ever."
Yeah.
I couldn't throw them for nothing, but it it was just the idea of throwing them was very cool.
Were they
It made
sharp
me
all
decide
the
to
way
purchase them.
around, like 360, like on every
Yes.
every
Yeah.
edge and every corner?
Yeah.
So there's no real way to hold it.
No.
Yeah, that's
Well, I
awesome.
mean, you hold
Yeah, in the
the
middle.
top and bottom of
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Can't touch the edges.
Hmm.
Yeah, you gotta be Gambit.
That's what I was going for, and it turns out not only can I not charge things with kinetic energy, I also can't throw cards very
Yeah,
well.
it takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
So what's
I'm
Gambit's
just gonna
deal?
be.
What's that thing he's wearing on his chest? Is that like a chest piece? Is that hard? You know, how he's got that big purple thing on
Oh
or
yeah.
his pecs and his abs. What's going on with that? I never understood.
I
Steel.
don't think it's like
I'll
that
try to
hard
picture.
And
because like so
there's
much
a,
of his stuff is based on like flexibility and agility.
Right.
but it no, it definitely looks like it's some sort of like semi-hard, like
It's some kind
metallic
of like
thing.
armor kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Maybe Kevlar type of like a hard fabric.
Like all of those guys' stuff was made out of something that was like metal or cloth at any given point in time.
Yeah, whatever it needs
Yeah.
to be for the
Yeah.
for the story, depending on what it's about to hit it.
What it was made out of was plot armor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
Everybody
Also,
knows what Gambit looks like, but that's him right
that's Gambit, all right.
there. Yeah. What's he wearing? What's he wearing under that trench coat? Trench coat makes sense, but then everything else. Also, what's his on his head? That's his face. What is that? What's that going
Yeah, like
That's the
I
90s.
I've never like I've so like when I'm drawing and stuff and like looking
Right.
back at like the old costumes, like there was so many things that I never questioned. But then when I'm like trying to draw it out, being like, what is the point of this? Like this this is like a fake helmet that only makes it harder to hear.
Yeah, well, his ears are sticking
doesn't-
out, and at least in this one.
Oh, I always assumed that it was fabric.
Oh.
Yeah, but like, can you imagine like how much that would chafe if you were like sweating in that and your ears
Yeah.
are hanging
Yeah,
out
and
and
you're
it's
down
just
in
like,
the bayou. Like, it's like,
yeah,
what is the purpose? I don't get it. And Gambit was my favorite character on the cartoon show, but yeah, I just never
Yeah.
understood what's going on with his costume.
I can
those
tell
knee
you,
cups would give you such a bruise on your upper thigh, like every time you're running.
Yeah.
I can tell you the purpose of every single thing that Gambit is wearing.
Yes, please.
It's to look cool.
It does look cool. That's true.
Like here's the thing. He's a master thief, right? So
Yeah.
he needs to get around unseen. Wearing that pink armor question mark.
Yeah. It's like the first bisexual lighting kind of thing.
It-
that I-
He
that I
wants to
wrote.
sneak around quietly, wearing metal boots? Question mark.
Yeah.
It, everything that he's doing is specifically designed to look cool because it certainly doesn't make any practical sense.
It's true.
And like you can't buy that stuff.
Oh, no, yeah, he made it. Living down in the
Well,
sewers or whatever he does.
I don't know. Like I feel like all of those mutants that like don't get to be on the X-Men,
Right.
like Xavier has them like mentally just being like a sweatshop in the School of the Gifted. Like, oh, you failed out of Xavier's Academy, but you got bills to pay, so you're making trench coats, weird metal shoes, a lot of
Knee-high
boob
boots,
windows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he have like some fingers missing off of his gloves? I don't
Yeah.
remember if it was
Oh.
the two outside fingertips or the two inside ones.
Right.
But again, thief
Yeah.
does not want to leave fingerprints anywhere.
But I think he needs, for his power, he has to touch, I assume he'd have to touch it with skin
Yeah.
Mhm.
to charge up the cards. I don't know. A lot of questions about Gambit that were not answered by the Wolverine movie. Would that have Gambit? I never saw it.
Most of them were not answered by the comics either.
Okay. That's good.
Look, if you want answers about Gambit, there's only one place that you'll find them:
Yeah.
fan fiction.
And that fanfiction episode, we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to do a fanfiction stream. It's coming.
I'm in for that for sure.
Yeah. Because we're going to make Chad read one of his. That means we have to write our own. It's the only way to make
Okay.
it fair.
I don't even know if I can still find the Wolverine Havoc one that I wrote.
It's got it. It's somewhere. If it's on the internet, if it was ever on the internet, it still exists somewhere.
So is the thing going to be
shows like
that
that
each
logo.
of us go on the internet and find somebody else's fan fiction and then write our version of that fan fiction, and then the other two have to guess which one we wrote and which one was found off the internet?
That's a good game. I like that. Why not? That'll eat up a bunch of time. Let's do it. Let's do that for the fanfiction
Yeah.
All right.
episode.
Unspecified point in the future. We're
Yes.
doing that.
I'll start for only this reason,
Yeah.
combing the internet for fan fiction, so that I can write it. I mean, of course, I'll have to make sure I find stuff for DC and Marvel just in case you specify.
Right.
But that's the only reason I'll be looking that stuff up.
Yeah.
I-
You got bookmarks. That's probably make it easier.
Right.
The stuff you already have bookmarked.
Wait, so are we writing original stuff now?
You don't have to, because you've already written original stuff. Why is this not
Yeah.
loading? There it goes. Yes, you don't have to.
I
if you
only
want
have
to.
stuff. I only have stuff for Marvel. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so then I guess we'd have to do a Marvel thing. We could do that. Or whatever.
Or you can find whatever fan fiction you want,
Right.
as long as you're writing your version of whatever you
Yeah.
find. So it's a
What's
direct compare and
Yeah.
contrast.
When is Wolverine Day? Is that a holiday? A recognized holiday?
No,
Okay.
I don't think that any superhero gets a recognized holiday except for Superman and Batman.
Oh. So it's a
I
DC
mean,
thing.
if you guys want to do it Marvel, we can set this for next year, June 16th, which will
I
be
don't
616 Day,
understand why that's not Marvel Day.
right?
Marvel has no reason not to try and capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Why does Disney not see the money in it?
So National Wolverine Day, according to what national day is it? It doesn't look like it's a national day. Sorry about that. It's weird that it showed up in my Google results, but then just to tell me that it doesn't exist. Anyways, yeah. What were you guys saying? I get distracted. When's Wolverine's birthday? We'll do it on Wolverine's birthday.
Nobody knows. Like, come on, dude.
He doesn't even know. That's like his
You're
whole
picking
deal.
the character that doesn't have a memory and just harping on the fact that he doesn't get it.
Oh,
According-
Superman actually has two holidays.
Oh, of course he does. Fucking Superman.
Because he has Superman Day, which is June 12th.
Okay.
I don't know the origin
Oh,
of that.
that was 2 weeks ago.
You know, and also the third Monday of May is Miracle Monday.
No. And it's a Superman thing?
Yeah,
You got
based
to
on
remember
the
that there's
Miracle Monday novel by Elliot S. Maggin.
Oh,
And there's an exclamation point after the S.
nice.
you gotta remember that Superman has the original holiday for himself, and then the other holiday after Christianity co-opted him from his Jewish makers and made new holidays for him.
When he went from a Moses figure to a Christ figure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So is Miracle Monday the true Superman holiday? And
I think so.
June
yeah.
12th is the fake Christian one.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love it. Batman Day is the third Saturday in September.
Oh. It's coming up. Any reason why? No.
It's the day his parents died, dick.
Oh, there you go.
I have no idea why. I just know that Batman Day is a thing because that's when DC launched their DC Universe Online, or not DC Universe Online, DC Universe. I don't remember what it was called when it originally came out. Right now, it's DC Universe Infinite is the website that they're running because they eventually took all of the TV shows and whatnot, all the video stuff that they had on there, and moved it to HBO Max. Where once David Zaslav moved in with Discovery Plus,
Right.
they decided to just vault everything for tax refunds. But anyway,
I believe what you're looking for, the term you're looking for, is retconning. This is a crisis on infinite streaming platforms.
Yeah.
they retconned a lot of cartoons out of existence, like completely memory hold, as if it never existed.
Yeah.
But yeah, Batman Day was the day that the platform launched.
Oh, okay.
That's the only reason why I knew that was a real holiday.
All right, guys, I gotta start getting going.
Okay. What was
Alright.
your favorite episode of these two? Real quick.
I'm gonna vote
my-
Treehouse.
I'm voting Treehouse.
Yeah, Treehouse.
Treehouse.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Chad and I will place it within the main rankings. Yeah.
Okay.
Good night, Rory.
Thank
Good
you
to see
for
you.
coming. We missed you, Rory.
Yeah.
Thank you. I don't know if I'll be able to do it next week, but then the week after I'll definitely be
Cool.
here. So
Yeah.
it'll kind of depends on Kenzo's schedule, but I should be able to jump in for at least some of Saturday.
Okay. Cool. Yes, of course. And Saturday, as we all know, steamed hams, but it's all the steamed hams. 12-hour long steamed hams. Marathon.
Steamed Hamster Day.
Steam Hamster Day. Stream Hamster Day.
Stream Hamster Day.
We're streaming on Saturday, and there's hams. It's all raising money for the Hawaii Food Bank. It's a great cause. I hope to see everybody there.
That is a great cause.
Yeah.
I do think calling it stream tabs is actually pretty good,
Yeah,
though.
that's pretty good.
All right, I'll see you
All
kids
right.
later.
Yep. See you, Rory. Nice
See you,
to
Rory.
see you. Love you. Bye. Okay.
Yeah, it
so-
is 9 o'clock, so we gotta wrap
Yeah,
this
we
thing
gotta write
up.
up. Gotta get to all of our things. Where does this?
I
Where do
need
these episodes
dinner.
go? Yeah.
Both of them are going pretty low, I think.
Yeah.
Where's
a
our
shame.
master list?
It's a shame because I thought they were gonna be better. But I think there's just moments in that hunting one that just really stuck with me. But overall, I don't even remember what the episode was about. Homer the Mo. Wow. These are our top 50 episodes of The Simpsons.
All right. So I think both episodes are better than the Burns and the Bees.
Yeah. I'd even put him
Uh,
above Homerazzi.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Dangerous Curves, probably.
They're around as good as Fat Man and Little Boy.
Yeah. I think I'll put him right above Batman and Little Boy. So I do have a
Both
little
of
bit
them?
of nostalgia for. Yeah. What do you think?
You don't think either of them is better than How Much Does the Birdie in the Window?
Oh yeah. Good question. Wow, how much? But it's getting tough. I can't remember all of the things that happened. Well, even Blue and the Gray. I think right under Blue and the Gray. So somewhere in
Yeah,
here.
no, none of these are better than Dumbbell Indemnity.
Yeah. So I'm thinking right.
I
in
would say
here.
put one above How Munched and one below it.
Yeah, that sounds. So we put Treehouse of Horror 12 from season 13.
Yeah. hmm
Or
Treehouse.
XII, which at least they keep
XII.
the naming conventions the same, unlike the WrestleMania people.
Or the Fast and the Furious people.
Yeah. Homer
Which I actually found out there's a reason.
Oh yeah. Also season 13.
Yeah, apparently
Top
when
50 episodes of The Simpsons.
because they got the name Fast and the Furious from someone else
Oh, good
because there
night,
was
Fawn.
originally
Fanog.
another
Sorry,
movie.
wait, I wasn't looking at the chat. You still there?
See ya.
Have a good sleep. We love you. Bye. Say hi to your dad.
Thanks
Todd's
for
dad
coming.
is really cool. He has brought his dad on stream one day on Father's Day.
Oh,
That
that's
was really
cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the guy who sold them the rights to the name The Fast and the Furious did not sell them the rights to any numerical sequel. So
Oh.
they can't. And if they had made The Fast and the Furious 2, he still had the rights to that name and any subsequent number like that.
Right.
So that's why we have The Fast and the Furious, Too Fast, Too Furious, Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, uh, Fast
Fast 5,
5,
right? Because it's not the same.
Fast and Furious 6, Furious 7, Fate of the Furious.
F9?
I don't. Yeah, it might have just been
I think
F9,
it's F9.
and then what's the most recent one? Is it Fast X Furious?
Maybe I don't know.
Or no, it's Fast X.
Fast X. Yeah. Yeah. So I understand that they can't just say the Fast and the Furious and then the number, but they don't. They
Yeah.
could have picked a different naming convention. But I guess
I
now
mean,
that's part of the deal is you have to come up
they-
with something different.
They landed on it with 6, Fast and Furious, no thes, with a number afterwards.
Yeah.
Like I don't believe that they got sued for that.
No. Yeah. I just want them to keep making movies. They have to keep coming with until we get to the point where it's the Fast and the Furious play button and all those WrestleMania ones.
hmm Apparently, the Japanese naming convention for them is Wild Mission.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah, let me see if I can find the list of that.
This is our Venn diagram of these two episodes. Homer the Mo and Treehouse of Horror 12. Things they have in common. November 2001. Evil building makeovers. They changed the insides of buildings, the Simpsons home and the and Moe's Tavern, and it makes it worse. And then drowning. People just keep drowning themselves. Those are things they have in common. Of course, the things they have in different is that Homer the Mo, we have Mo in a turtleneck Mo, and long neck Bart, who can't live with such a And then with such a long neck.
Hmm.
Yeah. Weird suicide stuff in these episodes. Yeah, this is all by on our Twitter.
The Fast and the Furious was Wild Speed. Too Fast, Too Furious is Wild Speed X2.
Ooh.
The
Wild
Fast and the
speed.
Furious Tokyo Drift is Wild Speed X3 Tokyo Drift. Fast and Furious is Wild Speed Max. Fast 5 is Wild Speed Mega Max.
Oh yeah.
Fast and Furious 6 is Wild Speed Euro Mission. Furious 7 is Wild Speed Sky Mission. Fate of the Furious is Wild Speed Icebreak. And Fast and the Furious presents Hobbs and Shaw is Wild Speed Super Combo.
Super combo.
And Fast and the Furious or F9 is Wild Speed Jet Break.
Oops, not that one. Wrong button. Jet break. That's pretty cool.
Like all of those sound like amazing video games.
Yeah. It's weird that they haven't made any video games. That's maybe another one of those
They-
rights things. It's gotta be, right?
No, they've made Fast and the Furious video games.
Oh, okay.
Like who's the guys that make the 3/4 size arcade machines?
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the name.
They made a Fast and the Furious one of that.
Right. It's not a driving game. It's like a joystick and buttons game,
Oh, it's a driving arcade game.
but like a standing one. You don't get to sit down.
Yeah.
Lame.
I mean,
Kinda
maybe
cool.
the original arcade machine had a seat
Right.
that you could use, but those guys are not selling the seat version.
Right. Yeah, I don't. It's so weird because who's buying those things? Because wouldn't you rather just get a full size cabinet with a Raspberry Pi in it and all the games, or a
Well,
classic one? I don't know.
Well, the thing about getting one of those is that you don't have to learn how to program or put Arcade One Up is
Oh
the
yeah.
guys who I was thinking of. Uh, like if you buy a full size cabinet and then you're installing a television and you're installing Raspberry Pi unit so that you can play stuff, like that's all work. It's like building your own computer as opposed to just
Yeah.
buying one.
But I think somebody could do that. You could buy that, right?
Mhm.
You-
Yeah, I don't know why people aren't reselling them.
Right.
Is
Yeah.
the main thing. Uh, and also price. There's a
Mm.
huge price
Oh,
difference.
okay. Yeah, I can see
Like
that.
anyone who's like reselling a cabinet that they put together and installed all the stuff in there themselves is probably selling it for more than like $300 or whatever.
Mm.
Whatever these guys are selling it at.
Right.
Because the arcade one-up games they vary from like I think 275 to 475.
Mm. Okay. Yeah, something that's in that range. But yeah.
Yeah, the stand-up Fast and the Furious Deluxe arcade machine from Arcade One Up is 600.
Wow. Okay, but I mean, yeah,
But it has pedals, wheel, and a gear shift.
cool. Very cool.
Anyway, like I said, I gotta go and eat.
Yeah. So, thanks for joining us, Chad. It's great to see you.
Ooh,
This-
Team Homer. That's a good
Yeah, it's
episode.
the Pin Pals, Homer's bowling team versus the seemingly never-ending story from season 17 that I don't know what that is. was
I
looking
don't
at
know what
pictures
it
of
is either, but it looks like it could be an Inception parody.
Oh, I think so. I mean, I was looking at the pictures. It looks like it's another anthology episode where they're stuck like in this cave, but and telling stories, but I don't know what the stories. I don't know what the connecting tissue is.
Inception
The theme.
came out in 2010, and Simpsons season 17 came out in 2005. So,
Okay.
if it is
Could be.
a Inception-like episode, then Simpsons invented Inception.
Yeah, and I wouldn't put that past them. They've been right before.
I'll see you on Saturday for Streamed
Yep, see you
Hams.
Saturday. Streamed hams. Saturday, July 1st. Streamed hams. Streamed hams. Gonna be streaming hams, steaming hams, doing whatever we can to the hams so that we can raise money for the Hawaii Food Bank. And with that, I have to say thank you all for hanging out tonight. Great seeing everybody. Fanog and Trav and DK, Der Königsten rated. That was pretty cool. What did we learn? What did we learn today? We learned a lot about the music of 1997. We learned about Harry Potter. We learned about thinner gypsies. Or they're called Romani people. Use that. You should use that in a word. But yeah. So we'll be back Saturday. I'll probably be doing some other stream, some more Italian learning streams between now and then. But definitely Saturday, doing the Steamed Hams marathon, raising money for the White Food Bank. Hope to see everybody there. If not, then July 4th too on Wiener Stream. I'm gonna get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and see how many hot dogs I can eat. Maybe we'll see if I can get up that early. But anyways, thank you all for hanging out. I love you. I think we're gonna give a raid to our friend. New Calvin Thomas music. Sure, why not? See what's going on with Calvin Thomas music. Playing games. Oh, that's fun. Maybe Bad Karate. What's Bad Karate watching tonight? I think just gonna say goodnight to everybody. We'll see you next time. Have a beautiful, wonderful evening.